Chapter 443. I don't want it. Huamian immediately returned the jewelry to Suyu. Her actions were swift and without any hesitation. Why? Because it's too expensive. I don't think it's expensive. Take it. You took care of me for so long at the recuperation center. Take it as a gift from me to thank you. Suyu gave a lame excuse. Huamin shook his head firmly. I'm an employee of the recuperation center. That's just my job. Thank you for your kindness. Then, Huamin held onto Qin-Chu's arm. Honey, let's go eat. Okay. Qin-Chu nodded. Then, the two got into the Maybach and left. Suyu stood there with the jewelry in his hand as he watched the two of them leave. He didn't feel good about it. He had never envied anyone in his life because he was born with everything that others wanted. But today, he envied Qin-Chu from the bottom of his heart. Huamin stood beside him and smiled gently at him. I told you not to come. You're just asking for trouble. Wei Liao came out of the car and dragged Suyu into the car. Qin-Chu and Huamin then drove to a Sichuan spicy hot pot restaurant. The restaurant wasn't big, but it was quite crowded. Qin-Chu wanted to change seats because there weren't any private rooms here. However, Huamin thought it was too troublesome, so the two of them sat in the lobby on the first floor. The lobby was quite big. There were about 30 or so tables and the environment was quite nice. Huamin and Qin-Chu found a table for two and sat down. Huamin picked up a pen and began to order. Qin-Chu took out his phone and looked at the summary from the charity dinner. We received a total of 230 million yuan. Not bad. Qin-Chu nodded. That much? Huamin was slightly surprised. It's not that much. Suyu himself bought 50 million worth of items. Qin-Chu smiled. Speaking of Suyu, Huamin was a little embarrassed as she explained, Honey, Suyu and I understand. You don't have to explain. I know your character. Qin-Chu touched Huamin's small hand that was holding the ballpoint pen. Huamin suddenly felt a lot better. She was really afraid that Qin-Chu would be angry because of this. Luckily, Qin-Chu didn't. He could understand her position. Huamin and Qin-Chu sat at the table next to each other, separated by a wall. There were 6 or 7 men eating at the table. Their voices were especially loud and noisy. The waiter went over to remind them several times, but it was no use. Just then, a tall beauty walked in through the door. She was about 1.7 meters tall, had long legs, fair skin, and good looks. She looked like she was in her 20s. Although it was autumn, she only wore denim shorts and a white loose t-shirt. In her hand was an Louis Vuitton handbag. She sat down not too far away from Huamin and Qin-Chu. The men at the table next to them looked over from time to time. Then, they deliberately said in a loud voice, Nowadays, do you know what a young woman wearing designer clothes relies on? Her godfather. She calls him godfather during the day and gets fucked by him at night. Unsightly words followed. Huamin couldn't stand it anymore. She really hated it when men gossiped. Why did they say such disgusting and obscene things instead of eating? The beauty obviously heard it as well. She glanced over at them. The men became even more impudent. Some even whistled at the woman. It was blatant flirting. The beauty's expression changed. Then she got up and walked towards the bathroom. As she walked, she took out her phone. Dad, ask someone to come over and help me take care of something. When she walked past Huamin, Huamin heard her say a few words. Oh no, someone's going to be in big trouble. Huamin looked at the group of stinky men with an amused expression. They were still drinking happily. 10 minutes later, 6 Mercedes-Benz 600 sedans stopped in front of the hot pot restaurant. More than 10 men in black t-shirts got out of the cars with baseball bats in their hands. As soon as they came in, they didn't say anything and directly beat up the men at the table. Immediately, beer bottles flew everywhere and howls of pain filled the air. The other customers were so scared that they screamed. Qin-Chu immediately pulled Huamin to the side, afraid that she would get hurt. A few minutes later, the men all fell to the ground. Their faces were covered in blood. It was a horrible sight. The tall beauty slowly walked towards them in her high heels. Chapter 444. Then, the beautiful woman stepped on one of the men's hands and slowly said, "Weren't you curious about who I relied on? Let me tell you, I didn't rely on my godfather, it's my biological father. Don't talk nonsense. Don't ever let me see you again, or I'll beat you up every time I see you." Then, the beautiful woman and her men turned around and left, without even eating the hot pot. The restaurant owner was so scared that he didn't dare to stop them. Someone even called the police, but when the police came, it was just a routine question. "Were you scared?" Qin Chu asked as he hugged Huamin. "No, I enjoyed watching them." "Who told them to gossip?" "Great, they got beaten up, didn't they?" "A bunch of grown men gossiping and insulting a little girl. How disgusting. They deserved to be beaten up." Huamin laughed. Let's go to another restaurant." The two of them didn't even get to eat much before this happened, so they stopped eating. On the way home, they passed by a McDonald's. Huamin said that he hadn't had hamburgers in a long time, so the two of them ate fast food. Inside a high-end club, Su Yu was in a bad mood. He drank 2 bottles of wine and was a little tipsy. "Don't drink anymore, we're almost done," Wei Liao said as he looked at the empty bottles. Su Yu didn't say anything, but his expression was quite melancholic. He picked up his phone and scrolled through Weibo. Huamin hadn't updated in a long time. He wanted to talk to her, but he couldn't reach her. It wasn't that he didn't have her phone, but he couldn't call her. Su Yu was quite dignified when it came to this. Pestering her wasn't a solution, and it wasn't his style. "Old Wei, do you think I still have a chance?" Su Yu sighed and asked. "Are you telling the truth or a lie?" "Of course I'm telling the truth." Su Yu rolled his eyes at him. "Judging from the current situation, the chances of you succeeding are very small, very slim. After all, you've only known Huamin for a few days. I heard that Qin Chu and her have known each other for many years. They were high school classmates and childhood sweethearts." "Then you'd better tell the lie," Su Yu immediately retorted. "The lie. If you're thick-skinned enough to force yourself between them, it's not impossible. Although it's shameful to be a homewrecker, true love is innocent." Why did Su Yu feel even more depressed? Did he really want to be a homewrecker? Su Yu young Master Su? "Or you could just wait for Huamian to get divorced," Wei Liao added. "What if she doesn't divorces me? Am I a fucking monk?" Su Yu said angrily. "If she doesn't want a divorce, then think of a way to get one for her. Use s faces. The point is, I'm telling the truth." Wei Liao snickered. After a while, he picked up an empty wine bottle and threw it on the floor. Clang. The sound of the wine bottle shattering scared everyone in the private room so much that they didn't dare to move. "What's wrong with Lord Su?" a few rich kids asked. Su Yu slowly got up and grabbed his tie. "The thing I hate the most in my life is childhood sweethearts." Then he slammed the door and left. Su Yu felt like the heavens were unfair. Why didn't he meet Huamin first? Why did it have to be Qin Chu? Why wasn't Huamin his high school classmate? The problem was, Su Yu didn't even have the time to attend high school before he joined the army. Those few years were blank. Su Yu got into the black Lamborghini Element and sped off. The black Lamborghini roared in the middle of the night. The sound was deafening. Su Yu was a good racer. Whether it was his fancy performance or his driving skills, they were all excellent. It took him less than 8 minutes to drive from the clubhouse to the private mansion. After he got out of the car, he vaguely saw a small figure standing at the door. After he saw clearly, he frowned slightly. "Why are you here?" Chapter 445. The residential area Su Yu lived in was famous for the rich. Only the residents of the area could enter. However, Zhao Qingya was a celebrity and Su Yu's ex-girlfriend, so the security guards didn't stop her when they saw her car. Su Yu gave the pink Lamborghini to Huamin last time, but Huamin didn't want it. In the end, Zhao Qingya picked it up. She didn't bring her agent today. Plus, she came here in the middle of the night to wait for Su Yu. Everyone knew what she was thinking. "I've been waiting for you for more than an hour." Zhao Qingya didn't have the keys to the mansion, so she could only wait outside. She knew that Su Yu didn't want to spend the night outside. They used to stay in a hotel, and after they were done, they had to go back to the private mansion. Su Yu bought this mansion for more than 50 million yuan, and spent another 50 million to renovate it. The cost was more than 100 million yuan. It shocked all the rich people in the area. The private garden in the back alone was more than 400 square meters, which showed how luxurious it was. Ever since Su Yu came back from the military, he rarely went back to the Su family's old mansion. He was used to being alone. Xianxia came here a few times, but she didn't spend the night here. Su Yu didn't seem to want to bring a woman back. After all, this was his real home. Come in. Su Yu pressed the remote, used his fingerprint and retina password to open the mansion door. Xianxia was wearing a white dress, looking pure and sweet. She followed behind him and walked in silently. What would you like to drink? Su Yu asked in front of the fridge. Coke. Su Yu took out a can of beer and a can of Coke. He handed the can of Coke to Xianxia, then sat down on the sofa. There was a control panel on the edge of the sofa. With a light press, the air conditioner, TV, air purification system, and the super luxurious nightlight in the aquarium all turned on. Suddenly, the lights were on. Wei Liao once said that Su Yu was going to turn his home into an aquarium. The ceiling and the surroundings of the living room were made of tempered glass, and there were all kinds of tropical fish swimming around. Seaweed, corals, reefs, and even white whales and sharks. Of course, they all had their own areas. Last time, Wei Liao asked if he wanted a place with penguins and polar bears. Su Yu said seriously, "I'll think about it when I'm free." Wei Liao almost choked. Not to mention Su Yu, anyone would feel comfortable in such a luxurious mansion. The feeling of returning home was like jumping into the sea. What's the matter? Su Yu sat on the sofa opposite Xianxia and asked indifferently. It's nothing. I just haven't been in a good mood lately, so I wanted to come and see you. Didn't you go out to film? Su Yu asked casually. I haven't asked my manager to arrange so many scenes for me recently. My body is a little weak this year. Last time, I fell from the pressure and injured my waist, so a lot of the fight scenes were cut off. If you're not feeling well, then you should take a break and rest for a while. Maybe you should go on a trip overseas. Xianxia's eyes lit up and she immediately said, President Su, do you have time? How about we go to New Zealand for a few days? I don't have time, I'm busy at the company. Su Yu refused right away. Xianxia was slightly disappointed. You really don't have anything else to talk to me about, right? Su Yu was drunk and didn't have the patience to continue chatting with Xianxia. He wanted to go to bed. Upon hearing this, Xianxia slowly walked over and sat down beside Su Yu. Her fair hand slid down from Su Yu's chest. President Su, I want to stay with you tonight. This was the first time Xianxia was so straightforward with her seduction. In the past, she always tried to resist. Upon hearing this, Su Yu narrowed his eyes and sized up the woman beside him. Chapter 446. Xianxia saw that Su Yu didn't say anything, so she boldly reached her hand down. She believed that her passion could seduce Su Yu. Perhaps she was too confident in herself, so when Su Yu pushed her away, she was a little dumbfounded. I'm not in the mood. If you want to stay, there's a guest room on the first floor. If you don't want to stay, you can drive home. Then, Su Yu got up and walked upstairs to his bedroom. Xianxia felt like she was slapped in the face. This was the first time she actively threw herself at him, but she was rejected. She was almost certain that Su Yu wasn't interested in her. Did he like someone else? She originally thought that Su Yu liked Mian, but recently, she hired someone to keep an eye on Mian. That woman was either acting or going home. Basically, she had zero interaction with Su Yu, and they would occasionally run into each other at the company. Su Yu didn't seem to care about her either. He seemed to have forgotten who Mian was. If she wasn't a newcomer at the company, could she be a socialite or someone outside of the industry? Xianxia was confused. Was she going to stay the night? Of course not. Why would she stay in the guest room? It was meaningless. Just as she got up and was about to leave, she suddenly saw Su Yu's phone light up. It turned out that he had a WeChat message. She looked at the notification and saw that it was from Wei Liao while her phone was still flashing. She suddenly discovered a key piece of information. Su Yu's screensaver was a woman's photo. This had never happened before. She had known Su Yu for a few years, and Su Yu's screensaver had always been the scenery. Sometimes he would change it to his beloved car. There had never been a woman's photo that could be used as his screensaver. But now there was one. Even though it was just a flash, Zhao Qingya still recognized it. Wasn't that woman the nurse at Southside? She was the plain-looking one who didn't stand out at all. She was someone who was easy to forget. She actually seduced Su Yu. Wasn't it just for fun? Zhao Qingya felt very hurt. When she first heard rumors that Su Yu was interested in a nurse, she thought that it was just because Su Yu didn't want to be lonely when he was recuperating and wanted to have some fun. She didn't expect that Su Yu would still contact her after such a long time. Moreover, he even used that woman's photo as his screensaver. This was simply huge news. After Su Yu went upstairs, he looked for his phone. Suddenly, he remembered that he had left it downstairs, so he turned around and went downstairs. "You haven't left yet?" he asked coldly when he saw Zhao Qingya still standing in the living room. "Right away." "President Su, are you in love with another woman?" Zhao Qingya asked pitifully as she bit her lip. Su Yu raised his eyebrows. "Do I need to report to you who I like?" "No, that's not what I meant. I just wanted to say that if you really have a woman you like, I'll give you my blessing." "Thank you for your blessing." Then, Su Yu picked up his phone and went upstairs. Zhao Qingya, on the other hand, left Su Yu's private mansion dejectedly upstairs. Su Yu lay on his spacious bed. He turned on his phone and quietly stared at his screensaver for a few seconds. Even though this photo was taken secretly, the more he looked at it, the more he liked it. Suddenly, he thought of something. He got up and took out a photo he took at the auction today from his bag. Then, he took out a pair of scissors from his drawer and cut off Qin Chu from the middle, throwing it into the trash can. Only he and Huamin were left. Without any obstacles, they looked much more pleasing to the eye. Then, he found some glue and glued the photo back together. Needless to say, the photo didn't look out of place at all. Finally, Su Yu happily took a photo with his phone and photoshopped it, fixing the lighting and gaps in the middle. Finally, he sent it to Wei Liao. "Fuck, what's going on?" Wei Liao immediately replied when he saw the photo. Chapter 447. "The situation is what you saw," Su Yu replied proudly. "Don't talk nonsense with me. I'm asking about the photo. Isn't there a person in the middle? I cut it off, then glued it back together. Finally, I photoshopped the photo." "Haha, I always thought you were a silver genius," Wei Liao said halfway. "What about now?" "Now I realize that you're a genius. You must have been a tailor in your previous life. How did you come up with this?" Wei Liao laughed maniacally. Su Yu replied proudly, "I'm the only one who can come up with such a good idea. Is it really okay for you to be so fantasizing? It's not as satisfying as being in real life. You have to continue working hard and become a real person as soon as possible. Go away. You're too dirty. I can't talk to you. Go to sleep." "Damn, you're still pretending to be innocent. You really look like you're experiencing your first awakening of love." Wei Liao looked at Su Yu as if he had found his first love. He was so mysterious all day. He was speechless. When Huamin and Qin Chu returned home, it was already very late. The two showered and went to bed. Huamin was wearing a white lace nightgown. He lay in Qin Chu's arms and played with his phone. He scrolled through his WeChat moments. He found a very sensitive issue. Jixin posted a picture of spicy duck head in Wanda Plaza in the morning. Huang Yu also posted a picture in the evening. Although it wasn't a big deal, the two of them might have gone to eat separately. It was just a coincidence. However, Huamin felt that the two of them must have eaten together. Moreover, Jixin's recent posts on WeChat moments were obviously filled with happiness. Huang Yu was also shy like a little woman. This child is really disobedient. Huamin sighed. "What's wrong?" Qin Chu turned his head and asked. Huamin then told him about Jixin and Huang Yu. After hearing this, Qin Chu didn't have much of an expression. "It's normal for young people to fall in love. That's right. I'm not trying to stop Jixin from dating. It's just that he and Huang Yu are both simple-minded. If things don't go well in the future and they get hurt, It'll be a huge blow to both of them. You seem to be thinking too much. Isn't it normal to be frustrated in love? Jixin is a man, you can't always worry about his injuries. The more you worry about him, the harder it will be for him to be independent. This was Qin Chu's opinion. Perhaps men and women had different standpoints. Huamin was eager to protect her younger brother, so it was normal for her to be worried. Qin Chu was right. Who doesn't fall in love? Who can get into a relationship on the first try? Isn't it normal to break up? What's more, the two of them were in love and hadn't broken up yet. Huamin's imagination was already running wild. You're right, so don't think too much. You'll get tired if you think too much. Qin Chu dotingly flicked Huamin's forehead. Huamin immediately closed his eyes. Then let's go to sleep. I'm sleepy. Are you going to sleep now? We still have things to do. You're so perverted. Huamin immediately covered his face with his hands. Honey, I'm talking about how we haven't said goodnight to each other before we go to sleep. Are you thinking about other places? Huamin was now completely embarrassed. He immediately lifted the big blanket and hid his head under it. Qin Chu also hid under it. Don't touch me, it tickles. Under the blanket, the two of them were tangled up. The next day, Huamin was working the night shift, so he drove home during the day and bought a lot of things. Because Yang Meirong was still angry, she didn't say a word to Huamin, nor did she go to pick up the things he bought. Mom, take care of yourself. I'm leaving now, Huamin said before he left. Yang Meirong still ignored him, but Huamin felt like his mom didn't kick him out, nor did she mention anything about cutting ties with him. It was probably because Jixin's words last time were effective. At around 5 p.m., Huamin drove to Southside Recuperation Center. He had a staff meal and then had a meeting. When he came out and was about to do his rounds, he received a phone call. Is this Huamin? You are? Looking at the unfamiliar number, Huamin was confused. Chapter 448. I'm Xianxia. I'm on the rooftop of your hospital. Can we talk? Miss Zhao, I don't think we know each other that well. I have something to talk to you about. That's all. Xianxia hung up before Huamin could say anything. Huamin was speechless. She knew that Xianxia was a popular celebrity. She would occasionally go home and watch some of Xianxia's period dramas. Xianxia's acting skills were pretty good. However, Xianxia really didn't want to have anything to do with Xianxia in her daily life. Xianxia didn't like Xianxia and thought that Xianxia wasn't a good person. However, there wasn't anything going on between her and Suyu, so she didn't care about Xianxia. If another woman tried to fight with her for Qin Chu, she would teach her a lesson. Xianxia thought about it and decided to go to the rooftop. If she didn't go this time, Xianxia might continue to pester her. 5 minutes later, on the rooftop of the nursing home, Xianxia's agent and bodyguards were waiting at the bottom of the stairs. Xianxia was wearing black sportswear, a black baseball cap, and a white mask. Huamin was wearing a white lab coat. You're here. Xianxia heard footsteps and turned around. Miss Zhao, why are you looking for me? If it's business, I suggest you talk to me in my office. If it's personal, I don't think we know each other that well. There shouldn't be anything personal to talk about. My time is precious, so I won't beat around the bush with you. I'll get straight to the point. When did you seduce young Master Su? Young Master Su? You mean Suyu? Huamin frowned slightly. Don't play dumb. Xianxia took off her mask and stared coldly at Huamin. There's nothing going on between Suyu and me. How could I seduce him? Miss Zhao, are you hallucinating because you've been acting too much? Huamin sneered. Xianxia's expression changed slightly. Her eyes were filled with anger. Don't talk nonsense. I saw your photo on young Master Su's phone last night. My photo? Huamin was slightly surprised. Yes, he even used that photo as his screensaver. Now you're telling me that there's nothing going on between you and young Master Su? Are you kidding me? Or do you think I'm an idiot? Xianxia's face was ferocious when she cursed, which was completely different from her usual image on TV. If Qin Chu's fans saw her like this, they would probably be scared. Are Are you sure? Of course, she replied. Now as Huqing. Since when did he have a photo? She didn't remember giving it to him. Oh, I remember now. Was it at the charity banquet? She thought it was the photo they took together. However, before she could finish, Zhao Qingya interrupted her. Young Master Su is not suitable for you. Why don't you take a look at your own status and quit as soon as possible? Young Master Su has a lot of women around him and all of them are more outstanding than you. None of them last long and you are just a flash in the pan. So quit while you are ahead. You have been with him for so many days and you must have reaped a lot of benefits. Then stop immediately and stop pestering him or you will die miserably. Otherwise, you'll end up dead. Who are you to tell me this? Miss Zhao? If I remember correctly, Su Yu never admitted that you're his girlfriend, nor did he give you any status. You're just an artist under his company. Don't you think it's ridiculous that you're here to talk to me? And you're so arrogant as to warn me. Chapter 449. I've been with young Master Su for 3 years, and I'm the woman who's been with him the longest. I won't leave him, and I won't allow any other woman to be with him. I can play with him, but after that, don't blame me for being rude. You're just a nurse from a small hospital, don't be so arrogant. Don't think that just because young Master Su has your back, you can do whatever you want. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'll give you 3 days to break up with young Master Su, or else, otherwise. Zhao Qingya didn't finish her sentence, but Huamin knew exactly what she wanted to say. There was nothing going on between her and Su Yu. At most, it was Su Yu's unrequited love, but now Zhao Qingya's attitude was so bad. Huamin was in trouble. She was being treated like a sick cat if the tiger didn't show its power. What I want to do is my own business. If you lay a finger on me, you're dead meat. I'm just an insignificant nurse, but you're no better than me. To put it nicely, you're a celebrity, but to put it bluntly, you're just an actress. Don't look down on each other, we're all relying on our own abilities to make a living. Are you openly going against me? Zhao Qingya was furious. You're being unreasonable. If I knew you were here to talk to me about this, I wouldn't have come to the rooftop. You're wasting my time. Also, I have a warning for you. If you can't control a man, that's because you're useless. It's useless for you to come to me. Why don't you go and find Su Yu? Are you afraid of him? If you're so scared, then don't come and talk to me. Let me tell you, I'm scarier than Su Yu. I'm not your mother, and I won't let you do whatever you want. With that, Huamin turned around and left. Very well, bitch. Just you wait. Zhao Qingya grabbed her mask and threw it to the ground. After sending Zhao Qingya off, Huamin went to check the rooms. Along the way, Nan reported the situation to her. The patient in ward number 7 has been in a better mood recently. He no longer throws tantrums and listens to you. We give him an hour of playtime every day. He seems to be more cheerful and will occasionally chat with us nurses. The psychiatrist said that since he's doing well here, he should stay here for the time being and not change shifts. They're afraid that he'll be conflicted with the unfamiliar environment and nurses. As for his family, they rarely come and seem to be very busy. His mother came the day before yesterday and left after depositing a few 100,000 yuan in the hospital card. She said that he should continue to stay here. This kind of parent is really irresponsible. A good child is ruined just like that. Huamin sighed slightly. Those parents who only knew how to solve problems with money to make up for their children would definitely teach children who lacked love in the end. Huamin sympathized with that youth. When they arrived at room 7, she saw the nurse giving the young man an 4 drip. He was very quiet and did not move at all. When he saw Huamin enter, he seemed a little excited. Sister, you're here? How are you feeling today? Huamin smiled. Much better. I'm calmer and not as manic as before. That's good. Adjust your mood. The medicine we gave you can only be used as a supplement. It can't solve the root cause. The most important thing is your mood. Yes, I'll listen to you. I'm not so angry when I lose the game. If I get killed, I'll just come back next time. Huamin nodded. That's good to think that way. Rest well. If you need anything, tell the nurse. Okay, I got it. Then you continue with the 4 drip. I'll go to another ward first. Huamin was just about to leave when the youth suddenly spoke behind her. Sister, can I ask you for a favor? What is it? Huamin was confused. Chapter 450. Can you take my place in tomorrow's ranking match? I want to see if you're good at it. Sure, no problem. But after the match, you have to go out and get some sun with me. Deal. The young man smiled brightly. Huang Jiaming was a complete shut-in. He didn't like to exercise, let alone get some sun. Huamin also hoped that he could slowly adjust his mentality. In order to help the patient recover, he had to play games with her. Walking out of the ward, Nan smiled. Head nurse, you're so popular. You can handle any kind of patient. People need to know how to get along with each other. Patients can be treated like friends. If you're honest with them, they'll naturally return the favor. Looks like I've learned a lot. Nan had gone from hating Huamin like Jiao to worshipping Huamin. It had been a long process. Now Huamin was famous at Southside. Patients from other departments often came to her to discuss their patients and ask her to help with their recovery plans. Some patients even gave her gifts, but she wouldn't accept them unless they were small trinkets. After work, Huamin drove straight to Zhu Lingling. The two of them stopped at a Taiwanese restaurant. Huamin took out a paper bag and handed it to her. This is for you. Wow, Hermes bags. The latest model. There are even 2 of them. You're really generous. What's going on? Do you have something to ask of me? Zhu Lingling asked with a smile. Then why did you give me a gift for no reason? Zhu Lingling found it strange. Huasiqin gave this to me. I can't take it back and I don't want it. It's a pity to throw it away. It's best to give it to you. Why would you throw it away? It's so expensive. It's the right thing to give it to me. Zhu Lingling loved luxury goods. When she saw the 2 bags, she liked them very much. How are things going between you and Gao Ran? Huamin asked casually as he ate. What do you mean? You make it sound like there's something going on between us. Of course the 2 of you are having an affair. Don't talk nonsense. Don't blame me for sealing your mouth. Zhu Lingling laughed and joked with Huamin. Huamin liked to be with Zhu Lingling because he felt relaxed. When there was something to talk about, they would talk about it. When there was nothing to talk about, even if the 2 of them did not say anything, they would not feel awkward. This was much better than those besties who appeared to be on good terms with each other on the surface, but in private, they would plot against each other and tear each other apart. By the way, did you know that Lu Xing is engaged? I don't know when. Huamin was a little surprised. Yeah, you left the group, so you didn't see the message. It happened a few days ago. She made an announcement in the group and a lot of people went. But she's rich, so she didn't accept any gifts. I heard that he's also a rich second-generation heir who came back from overseas and is quite good-looking. Don't be mad when I tell you. What's there to be mad about? Huamin lowered his head and ate a piece of pork rib. I saw her fiancé's photo in the group. He looks a little like Qin Chu. Really? Yeah, just a little but not completely. Maybe that's why Lu Xing likes him. Seeing that she has no hope of getting Qin Chu, she switched to a substitute. Actually, she's pretty crazy. Zhu Lingling sighed. I think she's pretty smart. She knows what she wants. For example, she likes Qin Chu, and she doesn't hide it. She doesn't feel sad when she rejects him. Even if she's looking for someone to marry, she's looking for someone who looks like Qin Chu. I have to say, someone like her is pretty persistent. You're right. But this is great, you have one less love rival. Zhu Lingling laughed. Come on, she's not a love rival. Mr. Qin doesn't even care about her. At most, it's one-sided love, okay? Lu Xing had been obsessed with Qin Chu since high school, and Huamin was already used to it. After all, she knew too well what kind of person Qin Chu was. Su family mansion. Su Yu drove home. His family was having dinner, and his parents and grandfather were all there. It was a happy family. This set of jewelry is for you. Su Yu took out the jewelry he bought at an auction a few days ago and handed it to Lady Su. Chapter 451. Hey, it's not a holiday, it's not my birthday. Why are you giving me jewelry? Lady Su was very happy. She opened the box, took out the bracelet, and gestured with it on her wrist. GK held a charity banquet a few days ago. I did something good and donated money, Su Yu said honestly as he touched the bridge of his nose. Lord Su was obviously in a good mood. He smiled and said, You did the right thing. When you have a certain level of ability, you should think about giving back to society. This is called, take from the people and use for the people. His grandpa was an old leader in the military and liked to speak ancient Chinese. Su Yu was used to it. He walked up to his grandpa, sat down next to him, and poured himself a small glass of Wuxiang. Drink with grandpa today. Okay, you little brat, it's rare for you to be in the mood. Your grandpa has high blood sugar, don't drink so much with him, Mr. Su reminded him with a serious face. Hey, it's okay. It's rare for the kid to be happy, so I'm happy too. Mr. Su smiled. Oh right, during my inspection I saw the granddaughter of one of my former subordinates. She's also in the military academy. She's really pretty and smart. She's already a battalion commander in the army. I heard that the army is on a mountain to the north of us. It's not far away. You guys should meet when you have time. Young people should have a lot to talk about. Grandpa, I don't lack women. You don't have to go through the trouble of introducing them to me. Su Yu took a sip of white wine and replied. Mr. Su said unhappily, Those women of yours are nothing. Your grandpa said that actresses can't enter the Su family. You should give up on that thought. Look at you, we're just having dinner. Why are you talking to the kid about this? Is you someone who doesn't know his limits? He knows what he's talking about. Mrs. Su immediately defended her son. Dad, don't worry. I won't marry a female celebrity. Su Yu didn't talk back to his father. Mr. Su didn't say anything else. He seemed to be satisfied with his son's answer. You're not young anymore. If you don't want to get married, you can get engaged first. My old buddies already have grandchildren. I don't want to have grandchildren, but at least let me see my granddaughter-in-law. Don't fall in love with her. Otherwise, if Grandpa dies one day, I won't be able to see him. Grandpa, you will live to 100 years old. You won't die. Don't flatter me, kid. I'm just a normal person. I'll be 70 years old in a few years. At most, I'll have 10 more years to live. Don't make me wait too long, Grandpa Lord Su said seriously. Mrs. Su suddenly thought of something and asked, Hey, son, you told me last time that you liked that girl. How is she now? Is there any progress? No, I'm still in one-sided love. Su Yu told the truth. Unrequited love? Look at how useless you are. Why don't you go and confess? Master Lord Su was getting anxious. Su Yu scratched the back of his head. I said it once, but she rejected me. Coward. If you reject her once, there's a second time. If the second time doesn't work, there's a third time. As the saying goes, sincerity can move metal and stone. You must be patient, Lord Su advised. I haven't given up. I'm just waiting for a good opportunity, Su Yu argued. What kind of girl is she? What does her family do? Mr. Su asked in a muffled voice. She's a nurse in a hospital. Her family is very ordinary. Her mother runs a supermarket and her brother is in college. Too ordinary. Mr. Su was obviously dissatisfied. Master Lord Su immediately interrupted. Hey? As long as the kid likes her, don't be picky. You, remember Grandpa's words. As long as she's from a good family, has a good personality, a good heart, and is filial, it's fine. She meets all these requirements, Grandpa. Okay, that's good. Continue to pursue her and let Grandpa meet her as soon as possible. Yeah, son, I'm getting anxious, Mrs. Su agreed. I'll try my best. To be honest, Su Yu didn't have much confidence. Originally, he was full of confidence, but when he found out that she was married to Qin Chu, he was very shocked. Moreover, Huamin's attitude towards him was worse than that towards an ordinary friend. He was very cold. Even if he wanted to do something, he didn't know where to start. After Huamin and Zhu Lingling finished eating, Zhu Lingling suggested that they go shopping. At a certain watch counter, Huamin bumped into Lady Qin. There were a few middle-aged rich ladies beside her. Hey, that looks like Qin Chu's mother. Zhu Lingling pointed at a woman and whispered. Chapter 452. Why don't we go somewhere else? Zhu Lingling suggested when she saw that Huamin's expression wasn't too good. Huamin nodded. To be honest, he felt really bad when he saw Lady Qin. He really didn't like her. Maybe it was because the conflict and resentment between them were so deep that they couldn't be easily resolved. Just as they were about to leave, Lady Qin suddenly turned around and saw Huamin. She immediately walked over and stopped her. Why are you hiding when you see me? Are you scared of me? You uneducated thing. It's so depressing to see you here. You must be joking. Sometimes, I don't hide because I'm scared. I just hate it. It's like when I'm walking and I see asshole. Am I supposed to step on it? Of course I hide because it's disgusting. Huamin smiled calmly. Are you saying that I'm disgusting? Lady Qin raised her voice and attracted the attention of a few other rich ladies. I didn't say anything. You're the one who took it for granted. Lady Qin, who is she? A few rich ladies came over to watch the show. They looked at Huamin as if she were an animal. It made her very uncomfortable. She's just a piece of trash that my son played with 7 years ago. Lady Qin didn't give Huamin any face. She never cared about what she said in public, probably because she hated Huamin to the core. Auntie Qin, you're going a bit overboard. Zhu Lingling couldn't stand it anymore and spoke up for Huamin. Don't try to get close to me. Who's your auntie? Do I know you? Don't think that you're a socialite just because you're wearing designer clothes and carrying designer bags. You're just trying to imitate others. You don't have the aura of nobility, yet you pretend to be rich. Poor kids. You're all scheming bitches. I hate poor people like you who pretend to be pitiful and try to get sympathy. Lady Qin kept referring to poor people. It was obvious that she had a huge problem with the gap between the rich and the poor. As soon as she said that, the other noble ladies started whispering to each other, yes, we have the same thoughts as you. We look down on these poor people the most. Not only do they look poor, but they also deliberately wear branded bags to dress themselves up. They don't know that they don't have the fortune to be rich. Even if they wear a dragon robe, they don't look like an emperor. Hee hee, that's right. This girl really doesn't know how to love herself. How old was she 7 years ago? She threw herself at him? It must be because your young master is too charming. The words were getting more and more unpleasant, but Huamin didn't look angry at all. She just smiled. What are you laughing at? Some people are ugly by nature, but they can't see it. They always think that others are ugly. Their hearts are not beautiful, so they feel that the whole world owes them. They don't know that it's their own problem. How sad. Huamin didn't curse on the streets like they did because he felt that it would be too demeaning. Therefore, when Lady Qin heard the deeper meaning behind his words, she immediately became angry. Don't think that I can't tell just because you're scolding me in a roundabout way. Let me tell you, as long as I'm alive, you can forget about entering my house. Oh really? Then I'll have to enter your house. Let's see where your front door opens. If you dare, I'll definitely kick you out. Sure, then I'll kick your son out as well. It's best if he doesn't come home. You? I'm sorry, I don't have time to talk to you. I'll see you next week. I'll visit you and your husband next week. Remember to prepare dinner and wait for us. After speaking, Huamin smiled sweetly and waved at Lady Qin. Lady Qin was so angry that she rolled her eyes. Luckily, her heart was strong. Otherwise, she would have collapsed to the ground. Compared to scolding someone, sometimes smiling and infuriating them was the scariest thing. After they walked out of the mall, Zhu Lingling gave Huamian a thumbs up. Good, very good. Ha, you didn't see how Qin Chu's mother looked, her face was green. I was already very polite to her. I haven't even properly dealt with her for what she did to my mother. Huamin said coldly. So, are you planning on fighting a war of attrition with his mother? Zhu Lingling was worried about the relationship between Huamian and Huamian. Huamin nodded. Then have you thought about how Qin Chu would react if he found out that you did something to his mother? If this continues, won't it affect your relationship? No matter how bad his mother is, she's still his biological mother, Zhu Lingling asked worriedly. Chapter 453. I used to think too much, so I was afraid of the wolf and missed out on a lot of things. After being separated from Qin Chu for 7 years, I was like a zombie, living like a machine every day. After he came back, I felt like I found my true self again. Jixin was right, life is short, we can't always think too much and worry too much. Let's take it one step at a time. I know that being with Qin Chu right now is my greatest happiness. Huamin slowly said these words. Everyone has their own way of living, don't tire yourself out. Qin Chu is Qin Chu, and his mom is his mom. You're living with him, not his parents. That brat Jixin is young, but his words are very reasonable. It seems like I'll have to ask him for advice if I ever get into trouble in the future. Seeing that Huamin wasn't so sensitive and didn't think too much, Zhu Lingling also let out a sigh of relief. Otherwise, she and Gao Ran would be exhausted just by reading their story. After shopping around with Zhu Lingling, they went home separately. Huamin bought a lot of vegetables, fruits, and meat, and the fridge was full of them. She took out her phone, carefully took a picture, and posted it on her WeChat friend circle. Every time I see the fridge being so friendly, I feel so happy. Qin Chu immediately commented, "This fridge is too ugly, I'll change it tomorrow." You're jealous of the fridge, are you a man or not? Don't you know if I'm a man or not? Huamin was speechless. Gao Ran then commented below, "Everyone, come and watch. This couple is so dirty in broad daylight, they're blinding me." Is it because the security in Sea City has been so good lately that you're bored? Qin Chu replied coldly. They were having so much fun in the comments. I'm not going to talk nonsense with you guys, you're going to break my fridge. Huamin put down her phone and went into the kitchen after replying to all of them. By the time Qin Chu got off work, she had already made 4 dishes and a soup. The truth was, Huamin was a woman who lived a good life. She ate well and slept well. She never mistreated herself. Some women were very poor and didn't want to eat or drink, so they gave it all to their husbands and sons. In the end, her husband would cheat on her with a mistress, because no man would like a haggard woman. Therefore, Huamin thought that while she was fat and fair, she also had to feed Qin Chu well. He couldn't allow him to be so eye-catching and dazzling. Dinner's ready. Huamian clapped her hands with a smile when she saw Qin Chu walk in. So much good food? Qin Chu looked at the table full of dishes. Yeah, Lingling and I went shopping. There wasn't much to buy, but we bought a lot of ingredients. Try it, it's my first time making Sichuan cuisine like spicy boiled fish. Qin Chu took off his jacket and washed his hands. He saw a big metal bowl on the dining table with red chili peppers on it. It looks good. Hurry up and eat, it'll get cold soon. They made a spicy boiled fish and 3 stir-fried vegetables. The 2 of them ate happily. Huamin was very talented at cooking. After all, she had a high IQ and could learn anything. She took less than half a year to learn what other people took 10 years to learn. Therefore, even though it was her first time making spicy boiled fish, it was still super delicious. Qin Chu didn't even look up during the entire meal and just ate with his head down. However, Huamin felt a sense of accomplishment. Honey, yeah? I bumped into your mom when I was shopping today and we got into an argument. Huamin put down her chopsticks and confessed. Chapter 454. And then? Who won? Qin Chu asked nonchalantly. I won. I think I made your mom really mad. Huamin thought Qin Chu would tell her not to lower herself to the old woman's level and try to persuade her. To her surprise, he actually said, "Well done, wifey." But isn't she your mother? Huamin felt awkward. You're my wife too. Qin Chu answered matter-of-factly. So all men forget about their mothers after they get married? Huamin asked half-jokingly. Of course not, I'm just stating facts. If you bullied my mom for no reason, I would have scolded you. I know my mom too well. She likes to stir up trouble and has a sharp tongue. You don't like to stir up trouble, so you know who's to blame. With my mom's temper, She needs to be taught a lesson. Otherwise, my dad and I won't have a good life. Alright, what you said makes sense. Qin Chu was a man who knew what was right and wrong. He knew what kind of person Huamin was, so he didn't blame Huamin for arguing with his mother. He didn't blame her because he knew that Huamian knew what she was doing and wouldn't argue with his mother for no reason. The next morning, Huamin was working the night shift, so she didn't have anything to do during the day. After breakfast with Qin Chu suggested that she come to GK. I don't think so. If you go to the meeting, what will I do? You can read in the office. I have tens of thousands of books on my bookshelf. You can read as much as you want. Okay. In the end, Huamin was convinced. She got into Qin Chu's car and went to GK headquarters. Qin Chu didn't like to be late, so every time he came to work, it was the peak hour for his employees. Most people already knew about the president's girlfriend, but there were still a few who hadn't seen Huamin in person. Huamin was only wearing a pair of black wide-legged pants and a white slim-fit suit with 8-quarter sleeves. He had the temperament of a senior executive. When she was with such an outstanding Qin Chu, her aura did not lose to his at all. She was very magnanimous. Every frown and every smile was extremely elegant. Huamin didn't expect to see Wang Tao, the man from the technical department, on the first floor. He was the man who had struck up a conversation with her at Seductive Fox. Wang Tao did not expect to see this woman here. At that time, he was so scared that he almost peed his pants. Because she was playing with the CEO's arm, it seemed that everything was real. She was indeed the CEO's woman. When Huamin glanced at Wang Tao, he immediately recognized him. However, she didn't stay for long. She pretended that she didn't remember and ignored it. Wang Tao was scared half to death. Fortunately, he didn't recognize him. Otherwise, if he complained to the president, he would definitely lose his job. Supervisor Wang, what's wrong? You don't look well, a colleague asked. Oh, it's nothing. That woman is the president's girlfriend? Wang Tao asked anxiously. Yeah, everyone's seen her. You probably didn't notice, but even though the president hasn't officially introduced her to everyone, I'm sure she's the boss's wife. After all, the president has never been so nice to a woman. Even Assistant Yang has to respectfully greet her as young madam. Oh, I see. Wang Tao was so scared that he was sweating profusely. He didn't even dare to take the elevator. Instead, he climbed up to the 7th floor and returned to the technical department. Then, he didn't dare to leave the headquarters for the rest of the day. He was scared that he would run into Huamin and be recognized. Inside the president's office, Qin Chu went to a morning meeting. Huamin sat alone on the sofa, reading The Ordinary World. Assistant Yang personally poured a cup of coffee for her. He even ordered the secretaries to prepare snacks for the morning tea. The service was very good. Huamin inadvertently looked up and glanced at Qin Chu's desk. To her surprise, there was an exquisite photo frame on Qin Chu's desk. The photo in the photo frame was of her from 7 years ago. She had a ponytail, a youthful face, and a carefree smile. Just then, the office door was pushed open. Chapter 455. What are you looking at? Why are you so engrossed? As soon as Qin Chu walked in, he saw Huamin standing in front of his desk. I'm looking at this. Why did you keep it? It's so ugly. Huamin smiled as he pointed at the photo. Says who? I think this is your most beautiful moment. So you're saying that I don't look good now? Of course not. I just want to keep the beautiful memories of the past. When I have time, I'll take it out and reminisce about the time I lost. This photo is very important to me. Qin Chu didn't directly say that during the 7 years he was in the States, he relied on this photo to get through the 4 seasons where he missed Huamin day and night. However, Huamin could tell from his eyes. She coquettishly wrapped her arms around Qin Chu's neck and said, that photo isn't nice, it's from so many years ago. When you're free, let's go take our wedding photos. We're going to the Maldives for our wedding photos, we can't just make do. Qin Chu lovingly kissed her on the cheek. How's the morning meeting? Did it go well? It's the same every day. Qin Chu said as he sat back down on his chair. He opened his laptop and pulled up the stock market for the day. Honey, there's something I want to talk to you about. What is it? I want to drive to Dong Tao Town this afternoon. Dong Tao Town? Are you going to investigate that? Qin Chu stared into her eyes and asked. Huamin nodded. Don't go yet, I already sent someone to investigate for you. What? You investigated? When did this happen? Huamin was a little surprised. I just received a reply yesterday. You didn't even mention it to me. Huamin complained. After all, this was a big deal for her. Qin Chu was silent for a few seconds. Then, he took out a brown envelope from his drawer and tossed it to Huamin. It's all here. Take a look for yourself. It's not good news, so I wasn't in a hurry to tell you. Huamin couldn't wait to take the craft paper bag. He opened it and looked at the information. His face became more and more unsightly. Then, Qin Chu said, Dr. Lan, who helped Yang Merong deliver her baby, moved away with her whole family 3 years after you were born. No one knows where they went. Even the relatives and friends nearby don't know where they went. The previous hospital director, Zhu Haiqing, passed away due to cerebral infarction 2 years ago. The strangest thing is the last piece of news. The medical center's database caught fire the year Dr. Lan moved away. It destroyed a lot of birth records. Basically, we can't find any birth certificate stubs for the children born in those years. This is really too strange. Huamin felt chills all over his body. That's right. I think it's really strange too. With so many strange things happening, it can only mean one thing. Someone is deliberately hiding something. Maybe it has something to do with your background. But now, all the clues to my background have been cut off. Huamin was a little dispirited. She thought she would be able to find her biological parents soon, but all the clues were cut off. Don't worry. No matter how perfect the cover is, the truth is still the truth. There will always be flaws. But I have a big hypothesis. Qin Chu wanted to say something, but he stopped. What hypothesis? Huamin looked up at him in confusion. I think your background might be special. Your parents might be special people. Otherwise, the mastermind wouldn't have gone to such great lengths to hide your background. What do you think? Huamin didn't say anything, but she knew that Qin Chu was right. If it was really like what she thought, it was just a mistake. It shouldn't be so complicated. So many strange things wouldn't happen. Dr. Lan's entire family disappeared. The hospital caught fire. Everyone who knew about the incident back then couldn't be found. The only person who might know, Uncle Jing, was already dead. He didn't say anything before he died. All of this was too strange. Don't worry, I'll continue to help you. I won't give up on your chance to find your biological parents. Qin Chu walked over and sat beside Huamin. He put his arm around her shoulders and comforted her. I have a feeling that they're still alive. They must be somewhere in this world. Huamin said word by word. Do you plan to tell your mother and Jixin about this? Qin Chu asked again. Chapter 456. Huamin shook his head. I don't plan on telling her. My mom's health isn't good to begin with, and she can't take the blow. She doesn't know and always thinks that I'm her biological daughter. I'm afraid that she won't be able to take it if I tell her the truth. As for Jixin, I don't plan on telling him either. If I tell him, it'll ruin a lot of relationships. Plus, I haven't found my biological parents yet, so I'll tell them when I get in touch with them. Okay, that's good. Honey, when I have time, I want to go to Dong Tao Town and look for clues. I want to see the town where I was born. Every time I think about how my biological parents gave birth to me, I want to go there and see for myself. Okay, I'll go with you after I'm done with work. If you want, we can stay there for a few days. Huamin nodded. At noon, Huamin ate lunch with Qin Chu at the company. In the afternoon, Qin Chu went to the construction site to investigate. Huamin took a taxi home. He wanted to take advantage of the holidays to do some cleaning. However, to his surprise, he received a call from Xinjiani. With her unique voice, she said sweetly, Huamin, let's meet up. Auntie has something to talk to you about. Huamin thought about it and decided to go. After all, if he didn't go, they might go to South Side to look for him. If that happened, it would affect her work. When Huamin entered a luxurious coffee shop downtown, he saw Xianxia and Hui Yanyan. Xianxia was wearing a moon-white cheongsam. She still looked charming and her skin was well maintained. Hui Yanyan was wearing a fiery red organza princess gown. Her wavy hair made her look charming and flirtatious. "Why are you looking for me?" Huamin walked over and asked straightforwardly. "Mian, sit down." "Waiter, give her a glass of orange juice." Xianxia made the decision. "It's okay, I'll just drink water." "'Kay, waiter, give her a glass of water." Xianxia then looked at Huamin with a smile. "You seem to be getting prettier and prettier." She actually praised Huamin for the first time. It seemed like the weasel was paying a New Year's visit to the chicken. He didn't have good intentions. Huamin looked at the mother and daughter and asked, "If you have something to say, just say it. I don't like to beat around the bush." Hui Yanyan glared at Huamin. "You're lucky to have my mom looking for you. Stop nagging and listen to whatever we say." In fact, she didn't agree to look for Huamin. However, the situation had become more and more tense recently. Xianxia had no other choice. He planned to find a breakthrough through Huamin. "Mian, if I did something wrong in the past, please don't take it to heart. Yan is younger than you, so she's your little sister. Don't lower yourself to her level. Sometimes she's just too straightforward. Forgive her." Being straightforward and being mean are two different things. "I don't think I need to forgive her. After all, you were not friends. I don't need you to forgive me. Who do you think you are? I'm giving you face, but you don't want it." Hui Yanyan was furious. Just as she was about to explode, Xianxia stopped her. "Yan, sit down. What did I tell you before we came? Didn't I tell you to get along well with your sister?" Xianxia pretended to scold Hui Yanyan. Hui Yanyan angrily turned her head to the side. Then, Xianxia smiled at Huamin and said, "Huaxiqian, the truth is, I'm looking for you because I have no other choice. I hope you can help. Huaxiqian has been making too many moves recently, and C has been forced to go to the Philippines. The conditions there are tough, and he hasn't been through much hardship, so he can't take it. Your dad has the board of directors holding him back, so he doesn't dare to transfer him back. After all, there are a lot of interests involved. Plus, Huaxiqian has arranged for a lot of his own people to come here. So, what can I do?" Huamin took a sip of water and asked. Chapter 457. I hope that you can come back to the Hua Corporation and become a member of the board of directors. Then, as one of the heirs of the Hua family, your words will carry a lot of weight. If you have any requests, your father will do as you say. I don't want anything else, I just want you to help us transfer C back." "I'm sorry, I can't help you. I won't let you help us for free. I'll give you 1,000,000 yuan after you succeed." Xianxia was willing to pay. Before Huamin could say anything, Xianxia took out a square brocade box from her bag and handed it to him. "What is this?" Huamin was confused. "It's an Omega watch, the latest model for women. 188,000 yuan. As a show of sincerity, please accept this watch." Xianxia pushed the brocade box in front of Huamin. Huamin sneered on the inside. It seemed like the mother and daughter of the Hua family had given him a lot of money and a watch this time. It seemed like Huaxiqian had been playing too hard lately and forced them into a corner. "I'm sorry, I really can't help you. You should remember that I already announced in the newspaper that I will never go back to the Hua family. That's okay, your father won't mind those reports. After all, you two are related by blood." Xianxia was still holding on to the last shred of hope that she could convince Huamin. Huamin really wanted to be honest with her and tell her that she wasn't Hu Xinghai's daughter, but now was not the time. After all, there were too many implications. "It's not about whether he minds or not, it's about me. I don't want to go back to the Hua family, so I can't help you. I'm sorry." After speaking, Huamin stood up and left without even looking at the watch. Xianxia's expression changed slightly. She didn't think that Huamin would reject her so straightforwardly without even thinking about it. Hui Yanyan was anxious. She stood up and yelled, "You don't know what's good for you. Don't blame me for not having a good life in the future. Don't provoke me." Otherwise, you won't have a good life either. Huamin glanced coldly at Hua Yanyan. Huamin really hated Hua Yanyan, just like how he hated He-Man. If she really did something overboard, he would definitely not let her off. I told you not to come. This little bitch doesn't know how to appreciate favors. I heard that she has an affair with Suyu. Now that she has climbed up the social ladder, why would she be interested in small fries like us? Even if you fail, you still have to try. What if you agree? It's not an extra way to live. You're just not mentally stable. There's nothing urgent. C is the same as you. None of you are like me. Xianxia sighed. She had been smart all her life, but in the end, she had given birth to two idiots. When she was young, she had to fight with many mistresses and Hua Zhenghai's wife, Jiang Hong. Now that she was old, she was still restless. She even had to fight with Hua Xiqian for her children. Therefore, the road to becoming a rich family was not easy. Most of the time, people only saw the glamour on the outside. They didn't know how cruel the internal strife was. Come with me, Mom, where else are we going? The ghetto. The ghetto? Why would we go there? It's so dirty and smelly, Hua Yanyan complained pretentiously. Let's go find Huamin's mother and see if we can persuade her. Xinjiani sat in Hua Yanyan's Porsche 911. As soon as the luxury car stopped in front of the courtyard, it attracted everyone's attention. Yang Merong was sitting in the courtyard, washing the sheets. When she saw Xinjiani, her expression changed drastically. Sis, how have you been? Xinjiani smiled. What are you doing here? Yang Merong glared at Xinjiani and asked angrily. Chapter 458. I'm here to see you. You're here to see me? What a joke, you're just here to see how miserable my life is. Thanks to you, I'm not miserable at all. I'm living a carefree life, and I don't have to worry about my children being bullied by others and ending up with nothing. My daughter is working and supporting herself, and my son is in college. The three of us are living a happy life. So, Superstar Shin, get out of here, there's no place for you here. Hey, you old woman, how can you talk to my mom like that? Yang Merong glanced at Hua Yanyan. You really are Hua Zhenghai's daughter. Not only do you look like him, but you also have the same temper. You're so stubborn, you might not be able to get married in the future. Who are you calling unmarriageable, you damned old woman? Yanyan, don't be rude. Xinjiani immediately stopped Hua Yanyan from going crazy. Sis, I'm not here to fight, I want to make a deal with you. A deal? Yang Merong looked at the mother and daughter curiously. Yes, a deal. What kind of deal? Help us convince Huamin to come back to the Hua Corporation and help us, and I promise to give you a 100 square meter house in the 3rd Ring Road. Look at this place, it's not nice, it's far from the city, it's hot in the summer and cold in the winter, it's not a place for people to live. Also, your son is 18 or 19 years old, right? He's going to get married in the future, and you can't just give this old house to someone's future daughter-in-law, right? She definitely won't like it. Huh? You're really generous, a 100 square meter house in the 3rd Ring Road. Yang Merong smiled. That's right, with the current housing price of 20,000 yuan per square meter, a 100 square meter house is worth 2 million yuan. What do you think? I didn't mistreat you, did I? Plus, once Huamin enters the Hua Corporation, she'll be rewarded even more. Isn't it your biggest dream to bring Huamin back and have Zhenghai acknowledge her as his daughter? That was in the past. I've long since given up on that idea. Not to mention that Huamin doesn't want to admit it. Even if Hua Zhenghai comes to beg me personally, I won't agree to your request. You never make deals where you lose out, so why would you be so kind as to give me a house? It must be Jiang Hong who forced you and your mother into a dead end, huh? Xinjiani didn't expect Yang Merong to see through everything. Don't take me for an idiot. I may be old, but I can still see the situation clearly. That old bastard Hua Zhenghai tried to trick my daughter and me. Luckily, my daughter saw through it, or else you guys would have plotted against her. Your whole family is heartless and unscrupulous. You don't have the slightest bit of kinship. I don't care about your stinky money. Scram, don't dirty my place. If a tiger doesn't show its might, do you really think I'm a sick cat? Do you think I'm a widow and an orphan? Bitch. Then, Yang Meirong splashed a bucket of dirty water at her. Xinjiani and Hui Yanyan were completely drenched. Hey, you crazy woman, what are you doing? Get out of here. Don't say that I'm calling the police to warn you for trespassing. I'm going to beat you to death. Hui Yanyan said as she tried to rush up. Let's go, Yanyan. Let's not waste time with her. Xinjiani hadn't lost her mind yet. After being splashed with water, she didn't want to waste any more time and dragged her daughter away. Xinjiani thought she was smart, but both of her plans failed. She cried and called Hu Zhenghai. Hu Zhenghai felt bad for his mistress, so after comforting her for a long time, he decided to do it himself. The Imperial Star Entertainment headquarters, President Su, the chairman of the Hu Corporation wants to see you? Hu Zhenghai. Su Yu was lying on his office chair, listening to music. He was bored out of his mind, so he was quite surprised to hear that Hu Zhenghai was looking for him. He didn't remember having any business dealings with this person. Let him in. Su Yu waved his hand and took off his headphones. Chapter 459. Nice to meet you, nephew Su, Hu Zhenghai greeted politely as soon as he entered the room. Su Yu didn't even get up from his chair. Instead, he continued to lie down in a carefree manner. It was obvious that he didn't care about Hu Zhenghai at all. Oh, President Hu, have a seat. After Hu Zhenghai sat down, Su Yu's secretary brought in 2 cups of tea. Hu Zhenghai took a sip and praised, "Wow, this is good tea. This must be Longjing tea after the Qingming festival rain. It's sweet and refreshing, it's hard to come by." "Oh, I don't know what this is either. Someone gave it to my dad. He couldn't finish it, so he gave it to me. It's especially for old men like you." Su Yu didn't think twice about calling Hu Zhenghai old man. However, Hu Zhenghai wasn't angry. Humans were all snobbish. If Su Yu wasn't a member of the Su family, Hu Zhenghai probably would have gotten mad at him for calling him that. "Ha, you're such a straightforward person. I like it." Su Yu narrowed his eyes and said in a daze, "I remember that I don't have any business dealings with President Hu's company anymore, right? May I know why you're here?" "Since you asked, I won't hide it from you. I heard that you're interested in my daughter, Hu Min. Is that true?" Hu Zhenghai put down his teacup and looked at Su Yu's face. "My daughter? Is Hu Min related to you?" Su Yu asked even though he already knew the answer. "You probably don't know, huh? I'm too embarrassed to mention it. It's a romantic debt from more than 20 years ago. Hu Min is my daughter who led a wandering life." "Led a wandering life? No way. Why did I hear that you don't recognize her as your daughter? I only know that Hui Yanyan is your only daughter." Hu Mian's mother didn't want to forgive me. I was young back then and hurt her. Now that I'm older, I value family ties more and more, so... Hu Zhenghai continued to play the gentle card, trying to play the role of a good father to Hu Min in front of Su Yu. Su Yu truly felt disgusted. No wonder Hu Min had announced in the newspaper that he was cutting ties with the old man. If it had been him, he would have slapped the old man away. "But I see. So, you came here to ask me this?" "Yes, after all, rumors are just rumors. I don't dare to believe them completely, so I came to ask you." "It's true. I like Hu Min, but she doesn't like me and refuses to talk to me." "Really?" Hu Zhenghai seemed to be pleasantly surprised. "Yeah, I've tried everything but she still won't look at me. There's nothing I can do. I should give up first." Su Yu said deliberately. "I think I can help you, nephew." "You can help me?" Su Yu finally stood up lazily from his chair and looked at Hu Zhenghai. "I can help you convince Hu Mian. Although she's a bit stubborn, she's very soft-hearted. If I take her back to the Hu family and give her a proper status, I believe that if she gets engaged to you in the future, your Su family will be proud." "Engaged? You're thinking too far ahead." Su Yu sneered. "It's not impossible. Once our 2 families get married, our businesses will advance by leaps and bounds. I think your father would like to see our 2 families join forces." "This, my family doesn't really mind. My grandfather said that in the future, as long as my wife is a girl with a clean background, it's fine. Yes, old Master Su is right. President Hua, I don't think you can help me. Nephew, why do you say that? Hua Zhenghai looked at Su Yu as if he had something else to say. Because Hua Min is already married? What? Hua Zhenghai was dumbfounded. Huh? You look like you don't know? Su Yu looked at Hua Zhenghai's dumbfounded face with amusement and felt very happy. Eh? Who is she married to? Hua Zhenghai felt that the news was too fast for him to digest. Chapter 460. TSK, aren't you Mion's biological father? How could you not know about such a big thing? I really don't know. My dear nephew, is there a mistake? A mistake? No, Su Yu's information has never been wrong. The Civil Affairs Bureau can verify it. You can see for yourself. Then, when did she get married? Who did she marry? Hua Zhenghai felt like his heart was beating at a weird rate. Hua Xiqian never mentioned this to him. Could it be that Hua Xiqian didn't know? You probably know that person as well. He's the new president of GK, Qin Chu. They've been married for about 4 months now. Thinking about how Hua Min was already married when he met him, Su Yu's heart felt stifled. He felt like he came too late. Qin Chu? GK? This time, Hua Zhenghai was even more nervous. After chatting with Su Yu for a while, he found an excuse to leave. Then he went straight to the Hua Corporation. At the headquarters of the Hua Corporation, Hua Xiqian was signing documents. Then he saw Hua Zhenghai walk in angrily. Dad, why are you here? Hua Min is married. Why didn't you tell me? What? Married? Dad, you must be joking. Little sister Mion is still a little girl. How could she be married? Hua Xiqian smiled. Su Yu said it himself. Also, I sent someone to check with the Civil Affairs Bureau. They are indeed married. Huh? Really? Who is she married to? Hua Xiqian pretended to be surprised. You don't know? Dad, how would I know? You know that little sister Mion doesn't like me. She won't even say a word to me, let alone something as big as this. That damn girl sure is tight-lipped. Hua Zhenghai believed Hua Xiqian when he heard that he didn't know. Who's her husband? Why haven't I heard anything about it? I'll tell you about it slowly. Hua Zhenghai didn't directly tell Hua Xiqian about Qin Chu's relationship. He was afraid that once Hua Xiqian found out that Hua Min had such a powerful backing, he would use it to his advantage. He wanted to win Hua Min over to Xinjiani's side. As Hua Xiqian watched Hua Zhenghai leave the office, his eyes gradually turned cold. Old fox, you're still playing tricks on me even now. Heh. South Side Sanatorium. Hua Min took the boy from room 7 for a walk in the back garden. The boy's condition had stabilized a lot. However, as the number of orthopedics patients increased, he had to transfer back to the psychiatry department. After all, he could not cross departments. Sister, you're really good at this game. If there's a chance in the future, please teach me how to move. Okay, but you'll be transferred tomorrow. Don't worry though, I'll visit you upstairs. You have to cooperate with the treatment and try to get out of here as soon as possible. I don't want to go to school, sister. I want to live here forever. The boy's eyes dimmed. Silly child, what nonsense are you talking about? This is a sanatorium, not a home. But this place is better than my home. I only have a nanny and my parents are nowhere to be seen. This place is better. The nurses treat me better than my parents, especially you. You can even play games with me. I like it here. Upon hearing the boy's words, Hua Min's heart ached for him. Get better first, good boy. After taking Huang Jiaming for a walk, Hua Min packed up his things and got off work. Because there were a lot of newcomers recently, the night shift ended at 10:30 p.m. Qin Chu went to a ribbon-cutting ceremony in a neighboring city, so he wasn't home. Hua Min wasn't in a hurry either, so he dawdled until 11 p.m. After getting on the viaduct, Hua Min vaguely felt that something wasn't right. There was a black Honda business car behind her, and it seemed to be following her. She wasn't very sure, so she purposely turned off the viaduct and walked in another direction. As expected, the Honda business car followed her. It was too strange. The distance was neither close nor far, so she couldn't see how many people were in the car. However, Huamin was sure that she was being followed. She sped up, put on her earphones, and dialed Gao Ran's number. Hello. Gao Ran, I'm on the viaduct in the south of the city. Coordinates 54. 271, 3. I'm being followed by a black Honda business car. Send someone to check it out immediately. After hanging up, Huamin stepped on the gas pedal and got onto the ring highway again. Chase after her, don't let that woman get away. In the car behind her, a big man with a dark face ordered angrily. Chapter 461. The cars behind them were getting closer and closer. Huamin stepped on the gas pedal and continued to speed up. She only wanted to stall for time on the ring highway and waste time with them. Once Gao Ran's men arrived, everything would be safe. Municipal Criminal Police Unit, quick, check the coordinates for me. Gao Ran was very anxious when he received Huamin's call. Qin Chu was not at home. If something happened to Huamin, how was he going to explain it to his buddy? Moreover, Huamin had personally called for help. Captain Gao, I've found it. It's the South Ring Highway. First team, follow me. We'll go and rescue her immediately. Second team, you guys flank them from the other side to cut off the escape route of those criminals. Third team, you stay here and wait for orders. If the situation becomes critical, immediately provide support. Yes, Captain Gao. Let's go. Then, Gao Ran led the first team and quickly drove toward the South Ring Highway. The police cars cleared the way, and it was very smooth. Big brother, why do I feel like this woman is playing with us? Look, she doesn't even want to go anywhere. She's been leading us in circles on the highway for almost 3 rounds. Oh no, she's obviously playing with us. She's also stalling for time. She probably found out that we've called the police. Quick, we have to find a way to force her off the highway and onto a remote road. Otherwise, we won't have a chance to do anything. Big brother, there's a small fork in the road 7 kilometers ahead. It's a small road that the villagers walked on. Even the GPS doesn't show the location. It should be safe there. Great, that's it. Drive faster and force her into the small road. Huamin originally thought that as long as they safely made a few rounds on the highway, everything would be fine when Gao Ran arrived. However, she thought too simply of the situation and made these kidnappers look too stupid. Just as the car drove for about 7 kilometers, a large blue truck suddenly appeared in front of them and blocked Huamin's path. The truck seemed to have broken down and was under repair. Seeing that Huamin was about to hit her, she could either choose to stop or be caught by the people behind her. Otherwise, he could choose to reverse and drive back, which was also very risky. It was very likely that he would collide with the car behind him or get caught. Just as Huamin was in a dilemma, she suddenly found a fork in the dirt road. She could drive straight down. Although the road conditions were not good, she still wanted to give it a try. Just as he was about to hit the truck, Huamin made a left turn and plunged into the dirt road beside him. Although she didn't know where this road led to, she could only choose to keep driving forward. Big brother, that woman was fooled. We really forced her into that small path. That's great. Tell Air Kai and the others to set up obstacles in front to stop her. We'll follow and block all her paths. Yes, big brother. After Huamin got off the dirt road, she didn't relax, because she saw from the rearview mirror that the black Honda business car behind her had followed her. It seemed like these people were relentless in their pursuit. Just as Huamin was about to speed up again, she suddenly saw a white van in front of her. Furthermore, the van was less than 500 meters away from him. The dirt road was very narrow. It was just before the autumn harvest, so there were yellow corn stalks on both sides. There was no way to go. She could only go forward or backward. However, Huamin knew that there were cars in front and behind her. It seemed like Gao Ran wouldn't be able to come to her rescue. Huamin took a deep breath, stepped on the gas pedal, and the car rushed forward. Big brother, that woman doesn't want to live anymore. She wants to hit our car. The driver in the white van was so scared that his face turned pale. Chapter 462. The moment Huamin dashed over, The people in the white van jumped out of their cars in fear. They ran to the side in a hurry, and Huamin's car crashed into the white van, destroying it beyond recognition. The good thing was that the white van was an inferior brand, so its quality was mediocre. On the other hand, although Huamin's CC was a domestic product, it was a joint venture with a German company, so its technology and quality were excellent. "Boss, that woman is running away." The minions in the Honda behind yelled. "It's okay, she can't run away." The leader of the Honda smiled coldly. It seemed like he already had other plans. Huamin drove past the white van and approached the entrance of a village. She thought that as long as she yelled when she reached a place with people, the villagers would at least take care of her, right? Just as she was about to reach the village, a little girl suddenly ran out of the road. She was about 5 or 6 years old, and she was wearing a red dress. She looked very cute, and her hair was tied into 2 pigtails. She was holding a lollipop in her hand. The little girl's sudden appearance scared Huamin out of her wits. Luckily, she was calm enough to step on the brakes, and the car was less than 3 centimeters away from the little girl. She was so close to bumping into her. "Hey, Xianxia, what are you doing here? It's so dangerous, come back with me." A plainly dressed rural woman immediately ran out, picked up the little girl, and hid on the side of the road. Seeing Huamin stop the car, the people in the Honda were overjoyed. "Boss, your idea is great." "Huh? You got her for 100 yuan, and that woman is willing to risk her child's life." "Stop talking nonsense, get out of the car and get her." Then the people in the Honda and the van all jumped out. There were 9 of them. Each of them had a metal rod in their hand, and they didn't come with good intentions. "Miss Hua, please get out of the car." The leader was more polite as he walked over and opened the door of the CC. Huamin didn't say anything as she walked out of the car. They even knew her name, so it seemed like their plan was very detailed. "Guys, did I offend you in any way?" Huamin smiled. "No, but you offended our friend." "Oh, I don't know who it is. I'll explain it to her." "There's no need to explain. My friend's temper isn't very good. He said that we should teach you a lesson." "Everyone, we're all here for money. If you let me go, I'll pay you double how much your friend paid. How about that?" "Double?" "Yes, double." Huamin nodded. I'm afraid you can't afford it. My friend offered 3 million. Can you afford it?" 3 million. Looks like it's really a big deal." Huamin lowered his head and quickly thought about which of his enemies would be able to fork out such a large sum of money. In an instant, He-Man, Huayanyan, Xinjiani, and even Zhou Guangming flashed through his mind. However, none of them seemed to fit. He-Man didn't have that much money, so she didn't say much. Huayanyan and the others still needed her help. Plus, if she did something like this, it wouldn't do them any good. Besides, Huayanyan didn't seem like someone who would be so generous. It wasn't like her to do things. It wasn't likely that Zhou Guangming would do it either. Qin Chu had already cleaned up the Zhou family, leaving no survivors. So the person who wanted to hurt her this time was, "Just by looking at the car you drive, I know you can't afford 6 million. Stop talking nonsense." "Don't, brother. Let's talk nicely. Although my car isn't very good, my boyfriend is rich. He can give me the money. Really, as long as you let me go, I promise you I'll give you the 6 million. "Brother, do we believe her? She doesn't look rich. Her car is only 200,000, and she doesn't wear branded clothes." "Don't be fooled by her," a man said. Chapter 463. It's not that I don't trust you, but I can't go back on my word. Once we accept a job, we'll be considered a traitor if we betray our employer. "Miss Hua, I'm sorry, but I'll take her away." "Wait a minute. Mister, we have no grudge against each other. You're only after money. If 6 million isn't enough, I can add more, as long as you're willing to let me live. I'm still young and I don't want to die." Huamin pretended to make peace with them and tried to lower their guard. "Don't worry, she's not after your life. She just wants us to take a video of you." Huamin's expression changed as soon as she heard the video. Then, she heard one of the thugs laugh lecherously. "Mister, this chick is not bad. We'll take her back and have some fun with her. When you're done, we'll have some fun with her." I guarantee that the video will be amazing. Don't worry, we'll let you go after we're done. We're not after your life. As long as you're obedient, we won't let you get hurt, the leader of the thugs said arrogantly as he looked at Huamin. At this moment, she was all alone and trapped on a rural road where she couldn't even find the GPS. She couldn't count on Gao Ran, so she had to think of a way to save herself. There's a saying that goes, "Don't go too far." Mister, if you let me live, I'll make things easier for you. If you force me into a dead end, who knows what crazy things I'll do, Huamin sneered. Ha! You make it sound like I'm afraid of you. Don't worry, you can be a little crazy in bed later. I like girls with character. Otherwise, you'll be like a dead fish. It's not fun to play with you. Then, the group of men burst into laughter. However, Huamin didn't show any fear. She knew that fear was useless in the face of danger. She could only save herself if she calmed down. Therefore, she smiled faintly. All right, since I've fallen into your hands today, I guess I'm unlucky. I don't want to struggle anymore. However, my leg was injured in the accident just now. Can you come over and give me a hug? Yuzai, carry her to the car, the man said. Yes, big brother. No, I won't let him hug me. I'll let you hug me, Huamin said in a coquettish tone as he pointed at the leader. Me? The man was obviously surprised. Yeah, I don't like these henchmen. I know you're their big brother, so you can carry them. After Huamin finished speaking, she pouted her lips and looked adorable. Big brother, it seems like you have good luck with women. As expected of our big brother, even women like you. His lackeys were sucking up to him. The leader picked his ear and smiled. All right, I'm in a good mood today. I've earned 3 million from you, so I don't mind hugging you for a while. When we get on the bed, you'll have to serve me well. As he spoke, he walked towards Huamin. Huamin smiled sweetly, which made those men even more careless. The other men all turned around and prepared to get into the car. Just as the leader of the group was about to touch Huamian, he suddenly screamed in pain. The other men immediately turned around and were stunned. Huamin had a silver needle in her hand, and it was pressed against the man's neck. Girl, what are you doing? If you don't want to die, open the way for me and let me go. Otherwise, this day next year will be the anniversary of your death, Huamin said slowly. Every word was deadly, and the atmosphere became extremely tense. Chapter 464. Then Huamin applied more force and pierced the man's neck with the silver needle. The man immediately felt his entire body go numb. What's wrong? Does it feel like your entire body is stiff and your tongue is numb? Huamin asked softly. The man nodded vigorously. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I work in a hospital and come into contact with a lot of drugs every day. As a woman, I have to learn how to protect myself. That's why I carry a deadly poison with me. The silver needle is coated with the latest poison developed by our hospital. It can kill a person within an hour. In other words, if you don't get the antidote within the next hour, you will die. You bitch, let go of my brother. The thugs were so scared that their faces turned pale. Your brother is poisoned and can't speak. If you want him to die quickly, then confront me. The thugs didn't know what to do. If you want him to be fine, then send someone to drive me away. Otherwise, I'll kill him and bury him with me. After speaking, Huamin moved the silver needle and blood began to seep out of the man's neck. Yuzai, what should we do? Look at our brother's face. It's obvious that he's been poisoned. Let's let this woman go. We can't risk our brother's life. Please don't move. We'll drive you away. In the end, the thugs gave in. Huamin smirked. Ever since she was almost trapped by Zhou Guangming at Seductive Fox, Huamin felt that it wasn't safe for her to be alone. Just in case, she always wore a silver needle on her cuff and a button-like decoration on her clothes, which was very inconspicuous. However, the button contained a purple poison that she developed herself. It wasn't fatal, but it could paralyze a person's entire body for a short period of time. It looked scary when one's skin turned purple, but it wasn't that bad. Huamin pointed at the thug named Yuzai. You drive. The rest of you, don't follow. A few minutes later, Yuzai drove Huamin's Volkswagen CC back onto the highway. The man in the lead was sitting in the back seat with his entire body purple. He couldn't say a word and looked like an idiot. Will my brother be all right? Can you give us the antidote first? I'll give it to you when we get there, Huamin said slowly with his eyes closed. To be honest, this fish boy was quite impressed by this woman. She was able to remain calm in the face of danger. There were 9 men, but they were still unable to capture a living person. He was even made a fool of, 20 minutes later, in a bustling area in the city center. Stop right in front, Huamin ordered. Antidote. I can give you the antidote, but you have to answer a question, Huamin asked. Speak. Who instigated this? I can't tell you. That's the rule. Yuzai was quite stubborn. Oh, if that's the case, I'm sorry, but the antidote is gone. You can get out of the car. Bitch, are you toying with us? The fish boys were about to explode. Don't be impulsive, young man. This is the city center. It's less than 500 meters away from the city bureau. As long as I yell, the 2 of you will be arrested immediately. I believe that you have a lot of criminal records before, right? After Huamin finished speaking, Yuzai fell silent. This woman was too smart. Her analysis of their situation was completely accurate. So your brother doesn't have much time left. If he doesn't take the antidote, he might? Our employer she? Yuzai finally relented. Who's it? Huamin's eyes darkened as he asked coldly. Chapter 465. Her surname is Zhao and she's a rich woman. That's all I can say. Yuzai gritted his teeth as if he had made up his mind. So it's her. Huamin suddenly realized. Antidote? Yuzai reached out his hand. Then, he saw Huamin take out a small glass bottle and feed his big brother some water. He's already taken the antidote. Take him to a hot bath and he'll recover immediately. Why should I believe you? Yuzai was furious. Because you don't have a choice. It's up to you whether you believe me or not. Good luck. Then Huamin pushed the big brother out of the car. Yuzai immediately got out of the car to help him up. Huamin got into the driver's seat and sped off. When Huamin got home, she took a hot bath first. She was still in shock just now. But in that situation, she couldn't panic. Otherwise, she would be done for if her opponents saw through her. That drug was at most anesthetic, not poison. The reason why it changed color was because she had added pigment. Then, what she gave the big brother wasn't the antidote either. It was just mineral water. But she had to do it. It was to make them believe that his big brother was really poisoned. After taking a bath, Huamin took out a pen and paper and began to draw a portrait. 20 minutes later, she finished drawing the big brother's portrait. She took out her phone and realized that it had run out of battery and turned off automatically. She charged her phone and turned it on. Then, she received a call from Gao Ran. Huamin, are you okay? I'm fine. Where are you now? At home. We searched according to your coordinates, but we didn't find any clues. What's going on? Who wants to harm you? Gao Ran was relieved to hear that Huamin was fine. Otherwise, he would have been worried. Gao Ran, I drew his portrait, and I'll send it to you on WeChat later. This guy is the leader, and his henchman is called Yuzai. I won't draw him because of time. They arranged for 2 cars to attack me. One was a black Honda with a license plate of CX1470, and the other was a white van with a license plate of ER5464. Go and check it out. It's best if you arrest them directly. They should be a group that specializes in kidnapping, and they should have a criminal record. Okay, I'll check right away. By the way, don't tell Qianchu about this. Why? Gao Ran was puzzled. Such a big thing happened and he didn't tell Qianchu. Did he think he was ass? I don't want him to worry. Anyway, I'm fine, so don't tell him. Okay, but I want to know how powerful you are. You can still remember their license plate and draw their portrait. You're amazing. No wonder you have a high IQ. Cut the crap. Go and arrest them. Huamin smiled and hung up. Gao Ran's efficiency was not to be underestimated. He caught the criminal gang that night. Just as Huamin said, they had a criminal record. They were involved in many kidnapping and rape cases within a year. In one fell swoop, they destroyed their lair, a garbage recycling station in the western suburbs, and arrested 9 suspects in the same case. Of course, this was all thanks to Huamin's portrait. It was so lifelike that it looked like a real person. Gao Ran sent Huamin a WeChat message and joked, "Don't work in the hospital. Come to our city bureau and draw portraits of criminal suspects." Huamin asked arrogantly, "Can your city bureau give me a monthly salary of more than 20,000 yuan?" Gao Ran was speechless. The monthly salary of a civil servant was pitifully low. Other than a stable job, there were no other benefits. When Gao Ran finished the case that night, it was already past 1 o'clock in the morning. He excitedly called Zhu Lingling. "What's wrong with you? Why aren't you sleeping?" "Huamin was almost kidnapped today. Do you know that?" "What? Kidnapping?" Zhu Lingling immediately jumped out of her bed. She was completely energized. Chapter 466. Then, Gao Ran told Zhu Lingling everything that had happened. She was so scared that her heart was pounding. Luckily, Huamin was fine in the end. "Oh my God, can you just tell me the result next time? You scared me to death." Zhu Lingling let out a sigh of relief as she picked up a glass of water and gulped it down. How can Huamin be so smart? He was able to fight 9 people by himself, and they were all weak girls. That's why I say he has a high IQ. He even made his own poison. I'm speechless, it's not poison. I asked someone to identify it. It's super anesthetic. Huamin mixed it with pigment. Ha, she's almost a spirit. No wonder Qin Chu likes her so much. What? You like her too? Zhu Lingling joked on purpose. Come on, I'm not good enough for a woman like her. Qin Chu is better than her. I think so too. How lucky must you be to be able to become the captain of the criminal police force with your pig brain? Hey, what are you talking about? I always talk like this, you have to get used to it. Zhu Lingling said meaningfully. Are you flying tomorrow? No, I'm on vacation. Oh, I heard that. World of Warcraft is in theaters. Do you want to watch it? Gao Ran remembered that when they were in school, both he and Zhu Lingling liked to play World of Warcraft. At first, Qin Chu and Huamin played it as well. But later on, those 2 super freaks were too strong. After they finished playing all the skills, their accounts were banned and they switched to a new game. Only the 2 of them were still playing it. I don't want to watch it. I've played it before, but it doesn't mean that I have to watch the movie. I plan to watch Finding Nemo 2 in a few days. I like Xiao Yu very much, Zhu Lingling said casually. Yeah, our company is very stingy when it comes to benefits. They didn't even give me money. Instead, they gave me a lot of Wanda Cinema cards. It would be a waste if I didn't watch it. You can give it to me. I can bring my parents, my cousin, and my nephew. Gao Ran was speechless. There are only 2 movie cards left. Gao Ran was angry and said deliberately. Then only Huamin and I can go and take a look, Zhu Lingling said with some melancholy. Gao Ran was speechless. But Huamin, she won't go with Qin Chu. Are you so willing to be a third wheel? Gao Ran looked as if he expected better from him. Then who should I go with? What's wrong with me? Gao Ran felt wronged. The main question is, wouldn't it be awkward for a man like you to watch Finding Nemo? It's okay, I can pretend to be your dad. A dad with his daughter should be fine, right? Fuck off. Zhu Lingling immediately cursed when she heard that she had been tricked. Gao Ran laughed maniacally on the other end of the phone. Venomous Tung Ling, it's settled then. Ha, call me when Finding Nemo is released. Ha, good night. Hey! Before Zhu Lingling could finish her sentence, Gao Ran hung up the phone. She wanted to send a WeChat message to Huamin to ask him how he was doing, but it was already very late. Zhu Lingling decided to go back to sleep. Huamin fell into a deep sleep in bed. Before she went to sleep, she received a message from Gao Ran saying that he had caught all the culprits. They also confessed to the culprit, but the culprit didn't leave behind any evidence. Their testimony alone wasn't enough. Gao Ran couldn't arrest the culprit, Not to mention that the culprit had a special identity, Huamin only calmly said that he would take care of it. Around 2 a.m., Qin Chu opened the door and went home. After he showered and went to bed, Huamin was already sleeping like a pig. He lovingly kissed her cheek and then hugged her to sleep. Morning, honey, when did you come home? It's too late, so I didn't wake you up. I'm not eating breakfast, I have to go to work. I'm late. Seeing that there wasn't enough time, Huamin packed up and was about to leave. Mian, I'll drive you. It's okay, I can drive myself. Your car? I already asked someone to send it to the 4S shop for repairs, I think it's badly damaged. When Qin Chu drove into the garage yesterday, he saw Huamin's car covered in scratches. Did something happen yesterday? Qin Chu sipped on his tea and asked nonchalantly. Chapter 467. Oh, I accidentally crashed into someone. I'm fine, it's just that the car is a little damaged, so I didn't tell you. As Huamin spoke, she carefully glanced at Qin Chu, afraid that he would see through her. I'm glad you're fine. Be careful in the future. Okay. Huamin nodded and let out a sigh of relief. Don't look at this car, it's too unsafe. I'll order another one for you. But, no buts, just accept it. Qin Chu overbearingly stopped her from saying no. Okay, thank you, Mr. Qin. Huamin wrapped her arms around his neck and acted cute. Because they woke up late, neither of them had breakfast. Qin Chu drove Huamin to work in his Maybach. When Huamin arrived at the recuperation center, breakfast was already prepared in the office. Head nurse, you're here. Someone just delivered this. Huamin saw the soy milk and the brand of the headline. She immediately knew that it was Qin Chu, because he was the only one who knew what she liked to eat and which restaurant she liked to eat at. He knew her like the back of his hand. During lunch break, Huamin suddenly received a call from Jixin. Sis, come home quickly. Something happened. Huamin thought that something happened to his mother, so he immediately drove home. From afar, he saw the word demolition spray painted on the wall of his house. Jixin, what's going on? When Huamin walked in, Jixin and his mother were sitting under a tree in the yard. Yang Merong was crying non-stop, and Jixin was comforting her. Sis, our house is going to be demolished. Demolition? Huamin was stunned. Our house is only about 100 square meters, including the yard, so they can only give us 200,000 yuan. However, with the current housing prices in our city, 200,000 yuan is probably not even enough for the down payment to buy a house elsewhere. Mom doesn't want to move, and she and Auntie Wu insist on staying. In the end, a group of hooligans just came and forcefully sprayed paint in front of our house. They even said that if we don't move out, they will directly use a forklift to demolish the house. When that time comes, whether we live or die will be up to fate. Ridiculous. Who gave them the right to do that? Huamin was filled with grief and indignation. She really didn't expect that the things she often saw on the news would happen to her one day. Don't be afraid, I won't let them do anything. Those people are hooligans, we can't afford to offend them. I'm old, so I'm fine, but you and your brother? I have to consider your safety. How about I tell Auntie Wu and the others to move out for 1,500 yuan? Mom, no, this isn't about money, it's about human rights. We can't take this lying down. Don't worry, leave it to me. After speaking, Huamin stood up. She wanted to call Qin Chu and ask him, but Jixin walked over and whispered, Sis, do you know which company is trying to demolish us? Don't tell me it's GK? Huamin asked in fear. How is that possible? What are you thinking? Why would Brother Qin Chu do that? Jixin smiled. Then which company is it? Huamin looked at Jixin in confusion. It's the Hua Corporation, Jixin whispered. The Hua Corporation? Huamin was surprised as well. Sis, keep your voice down, don't let Mom hear you. If she finds out, she'll go after the Hua family again. A few days ago, Hua Yanyan and her mother came, but Mom kicked them out. Do you think it's revenge? So? Hua Yanyan doesn't have that much power. After speaking, Huamin turned around and left. Sis, where are you going? I'm going to deal with him. After speaking, Huamin got into her car and sped to the Huo Corporation's headquarters. Huo Xiqian, come out, you bastard. Huamin couldn't help but curse because she was too angry. She knew that Huo Xiqian was the boss of the Huo Corporation, and Huo Xiqian knew about the demolition of her home. Chapter 468. President Hua, I'm sorry, this young lady was too agitated and I couldn't stop her. The secretary apologized profusely. It's fine, you can leave now. Huo Xiqian waved his hand and sent the secretary away. Huo Xiqian? Little sister Mian, what brings you here? Come and sit down. Don't talk nonsense with me. Were you the one who forced the demolition? Little sister Mian, calm down. Come, I'll tell you everything. Sit down first, okay? Huo Xiqian was unusually patient with Huamin. Huamin looked at him coldly and sat down unwillingly. Do you want coffee or tea? I'm not here to drink. Not everyone can come and drink here. Huo Xiqian smiled. Don't beat around the bush with me. Are you purposely picking on my family? Huo Xiqian didn't say anything. He turned around and made Huamin a cup of coffee. He stirred the coffee with a small spoon. Girls should add sugar and milk to their coffee, it tastes better. Come, have a taste of my coffee. Then, Huo Xiqian handed the coffee over to Huamin. What? Shoo, you don't talk, let me take a look. Ouch, have you been working too many night shifts lately? You have dark circles under your eyes. Huamin subconsciously touched her eye bags. You're only 24 years old, don't work so hard like an old professor. It's no use hoping that the hospital will give you a good person card. Your health is your capital. When you leave later, I'll ask my secretary to bring you some new eye masks from the company. Huo Xiqian, don't change the subject, okay? I'm asking about the forced demolition. Huamin couldn't take it anymore. She was usually very calm, but for some reason, whenever she saw Huo Xiqian, she always wanted to explode. He had inexplicably become a barrel of gunpowder. That matter, I know, but this matter was not decided by me. Don't lie to me. You're the boss of the Huo Corporation now. You have the final say. If it's not you, who else has the right to control it? And Dad and Sister Mian, Huo Xinghai? Huamin frowned slightly. To be honest, this was indeed Dad's decision. I don't know why he did this, but I guess he might be trying to protect his two children, so he wants to force you to compromise on the demolition, then find them and cooperate with them. He is actually so vicious. He's always been like this. Huo Xiqian smiled. You're not lying to me, are you? You can check it out yourself. Plus, what good will it do me to let you move? I'm not interested in the land in the slums. If you think the price is too low, I can compensate you privately. I can even give you 150,000 yuan per square meter. But if Dad finds out that I helped you, he'll probably skin me alive. But I'm not afraid, for Sister Mian, skin me alive is nothing. After speaking, Huo Xiqian looked at Huamin's delicate little face and smiled. His smile was exceptionally gentle. President Hua, the meeting is about to start, postpone it. President Hua, but... The female secretary seemed very anxious. Get out. After being yelled at by Huo Xiqian, the female secretary immediately closed the door, not daring to disturb him. You don't have to interfere. If it's really Huo Xinghai, I know what to do. So, you're going against Dad? He's not my dad, and you're not my older brother. After speaking, Huamin stood up and left. Looking at Huamin's back, Huo Xiqian whistled. I don't want to be your older brother either. After walking out of the office, Huamin was stopped by the female secretary. Miss Hua, President Hua asked me to give you this eye mask. Huamin thought, was there anyone in the world more perverted than Huo Xiqian? The answer was, of course not. On the way back to the hospital, Huamin's emotions were very complicated. Suddenly, she saw a sign on the side of a hotel. It was a press conference for a certain celebrity. Huamin screeched the car to a stop and strode in, cleverly bypassing the staff and security. In the VIP lounge, Zhao Qingya was touching up her makeup. Huamin pushed open the door and walked in. He walked up to Zhao Qingya, grabbed her, and slapped her across the face. Zhao Qingya was stunned. and fell onto the sofa. Chapter 469. Where did this crazy woman come from? Are all the security guards dead? The agent was also dumbfounded. Huamin looked at Zhao Qingya and chuckled. Miss Zhao, you sure have guts. How dare you scheme against me? I don't know what you're talking about. Zhao Qingya looked at Huamin guiltily. Ever since she contacted the people, they were full of confidence and promised to get the job done after they received a deposit of 500,000 yuan. Indeed, she used the same method to teach a starlet who wanted to compete for Huamian's favor a lesson. Not long after, something happened to that woman and she couldn't stay in the company anymore. She left Sea City and disappeared without a trace. Originally, she wanted to use the same method to deal with Mian, a newcomer who had been popular for a while. However, before she could do anything, she realized that Su Yu had already ignored Mian, which saved her money. Huamin's photo became Su Yu's screensaver. This made her feel very serious. She tried to warn Huamin but failed, so she used the same method again. However, she didn't think that something would happen this time. After those people left, they didn't contact her again. She didn't dare to call them directly. Instead, she went through a middleman. The middleman said that they didn't have any news yet and didn't know if they succeeded. At the time, she wondered if they took the money and ran away. Later, she thought that was impossible. The deposit was only 500,000 yuan. Those people wouldn't ignore the big one and go for the small one. Therefore, she continued to wait. To her surprise, the person she waited for was Huamin. Zhao Qingya, you know what you're talking about. They already confessed. Otherwise, why would I come to you? Huamin glanced at Zhao Qingya coldly. Zhao Qingya's expression changed slightly. Then she smiled slyly. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Don't set a trap for me. I won't fall for it. Originally, I wanted to teach you a lesson, but now I have changed my mind because I have a better idea than this. Zhao Qingya felt her hair stand on end as she looked at Huamin's meaningful smile. Then, she heard Huamin continue, I've always been a person who doesn't offend people unless they offend me. But since you've attacked me, I definitely won't let you off. So what if you can't tolerate me? Don't forget that I'm a celebrity under Imperial Star. President Su won't let anything happen to me. Is that so? Then I want to see it even more. I think this might be the last time we meet. What do you mean? Zhao Qingya panicked. Could it be that she had evidence and wanted to call the police? However, she was not afraid of calling the police. As long as Su Yu appeared, she would be fine. However, Zhao Qingya didn't expect that Su Yu would still protect her if he knew that she had hurt Huamin. This woman had been blinded by the conspiracy. She only wanted to get rid of Huamin, but she had forgotten that she was standing on the edge of a cliff. Not wanting to waste any more time with Zhao Qingya, Huamin stood up and walked out. Just as he was about to open the door, he saw Su Yu walk in. Since the movie release was important, Su Yu, as the president, would be there for an interview. Huamin, why are you here? Seeing Huamin, Su Yu was surprised at first, but then his eyes filled with joy. Why am I here? You should ask your female artists. Then Huamin pushed Su Yu away and left. Huamin? He wanted to ask, but she didn't give him a chance. Su Yu walked up to Zhao Qingya and frowned slightly. What happened? I don't know what happened. She ran in like a crazy person and slapped me. Look. Zhao Qingya turned her face away and cried pitifully. Her agent also added fuel to the fire. Yeah, President Su, who is that woman? The movie release is about to begin. How can she go on stage with Qingya like this? Why did she hit you? Su Yu stared into her eyes and asked word for word. But Zhao Qingya felt that Su Yu was angry, but she didn't know where it came from. Chapter 470. President Su, I think it's because I gave her a handbag when I visited you at the hospital last time. Maybe she thought I insulted her, so she doesn't like me anymore. As far as I know, Huamin doesn't get angry easily. With her personality, the fact that she slapped you is enough to prove that you did something unforgivable. Zhao Qingya stared at Su Yu, dumbfounded. She didn't think that Su Yu would know Huamin so well. Huamin didn't say anything, but he already guessed what happened. It was terrifying. President Su, it's not like that. That woman isn't that simple. Really, she's very capable. She is. Su Yu had to admit that. So, I don't know what I did to anger her and she came here to cause trouble. Really, when she ran in, she scared me. I don't know what happened, but she slapped me in the face. I feel so wronged, President Su. You have to help me. That little nurse is too arrogant. Ever since I came to our company, I've never been so wronged. Then, Zhao Qingya sat down on the sofa and began to cry. Her tears were like raindrops on a pear blossom. Normal men would be heartbroken if they saw her like this. Zhao Qingya was right. Ever since she joined Imperial Star, she relied on Su Yu's love and combined herself with a scheming bitch and a pretentious bitch. Other than Su Yu, no one seemed to be able to suppress her. Therefore, she became bolder and bolder. Seeing her cry so sadly, Su Yu bent down and squatted down in front of her. He took out a tissue from his suit and gently wiped her tears. Zhao Qingya was surprised and pleasantly surprised by his sudden love. President Su? Qingya, tell me, what did you do to Huamin? Su Yu's voice was gentle, almost magical. I really didn't. Qingya, this is your last chance. Tell me the truth. I really didn't do anything. You have to believe me, President Su. Zhao Qingya felt that she had been with Su Yu for a long time. No matter how bad Huamin was, he was still a newbie. He wouldn't doubt her words. She was just testing him. Therefore, she insisted that she did not do anything. She didn't notice the slight disappointment in Su Yu's eyes when he heard this. All right, I got it. After speaking, Su Yu stood up and walked out. President Su? Get ready and touch up your makeup. There's a press conference later. With that, Su Yu walked out of the door. The moment he stepped out of the door, Su Yu's expression turned cold. Xiao, President Su. Go and investigate this matter for me. You must tell me everything. I want to know everything. Yes, President Su. Xiao was a young man in his early 20s. He was thin, small, and average-looking. He was one of Su Yu's assistants. He didn't talk much and didn't have any friends. Every time there were a lot of people around, he would quietly follow Su Yu around like a loyal bodyguard. Because of this incident, Su Yu was no longer in the mood to attend press conferences. At the press conference, Zhao Qingya walked onto the stage with a thick layer of makeup on her face. She answered all the questions from the media with ease and disguised herself well. In front of everyone, she was still the popular idol in front of the camera. An hour later, President Su, I found it, Su Yu's personal assistant reported in a low voice. Speak. Chapter 471. Zhao Qingya did try to harm Miss Hua this time, but she didn't succeed. Miss Hua escaped and contacted the police to send those people to jail. She's still being held at the Municipal Public Security Bureau because they don't have any evidence that points to Zhao Qingya. Then, and handed Su Yu a thick stack of files and photos. He finally understood what had happened. Seeing Zhao Qingya's scheme, Su Yu's face fell instantly. How dare this woman? Maybe she thinks she'll be fine since she's an artist of Imperial Star and a star, in guest. And get someone to deliver this evidence to Gao Ran, the captain of the Municipal Bureau's criminal police force. President Su, can't Zhao Qingya sit down? Go, that's what I want. After making the arrangements, President Su leaned back on the sofa and closed his eyes. An hour later, after the press conference, Zhao Qingya got off the stage and walked towards the lounge. However, she was stopped by Gao Ran and a few officers. Miss Zhao Qingya, right? I'm Gao Ran, the captain of the Municipal Public Security Bureau. I'd like to invite Miss Zhao to the bureau for tea. Zhao Qingya's expression changed drastically. Tea? Captain Gao, you must be joking. Miss Zhao, I've never joked around. Please cooperate with us. Do you know who I am? Zhao Qingya was angry. Obviously we do. We also know what you've been doing lately. Captain Gao, you're so funny. If you're my fan, you can ask for my autograph or a photo. However, I'm afraid I can't go with you. I have other plans later. Really? If that's the case, then I'm sorry. Come, take her away. At Gao Ran's order, 2 officers immediately walked up and grabbed Xianxia. Hey, what are you doing? Let go of me. Xianxia struggled with all her might. Which bureau are you from? Do you know who our president is? You're in trouble if you offend Mr. Su. Let go of Miss Xianxia. Xiaoqingya's agent tried to subdue Su Yu. Even if Heavenly King Zhu did something wrong, I'll take him away with me if I have evidence. Then, they escorted Xiaoqingya out of the room. Just as they came out, Su Yu coincidentally came out as well. Seeing Su Yu, Xiaoqingya was overjoyed. President Su, save me. President Su, these police officers want to take me away. She knew that as long as Su Yu said something, or if Su Yu called the chief of the municipal bureau, this matter would be settled. The Su family had such a huge reputation. However, Su Yu remained expressionless as he glanced at Xiaoqingya's face, which was covered in hyaluronic acid. Qingya, I remember I gave you a chance. President Su, but you didn't cherish it. Go, this is what you deserve. After that, Su Yu walked towards the door, and followed closely behind Su Yu. President Su, save me. Don't leave me here. President Su. Xiaoqingya cried her heart out. She had a feeling that once she went in, everything would be over. Su Yu had indeed given her a chance. If she had told Su Yu everything honestly back then, her punishment might not have been so severe. However, people always hoped for a fluke. Xiaoqingya had been pretending to be innocent, so Su Yu was ruthless to her. Of course, she might not know that Su Yu was the one who provided the evidence to destroy her. Su Yu knew about what happened back then, but that actress wasn't a good person either, so he didn't do anything about it. But this time, it was different. She almost harmed Huamin, the only woman Su Yu had liked for more than 20 years. President Su, what should we do next? After all, Xiaoqingya was a celebrity in the company, so and couldn't be too hasty. Therefore, he asked Su Yu carefully for his opinion. Chapter 472. Tell the police station to keep a low profile and don't let anyone know about this. Tell the PR department to spread the news that Xiaoqingya is leaving the entertainment industry due to illness and is going abroad for treatment. Nodded. When Gao Ran received the package at the Municipal Public Security Bureau, he immediately came to arrest Xiaoqingya with his men. There was too much evidence, including a phone call between Xiaoqingya and the middleman. There was a record of Xiaoqingya's assistant transferring money to the middleman, and there was even a video of Xiaoqingya ordering an actress to be killed. There was a ton of evidence. Gao Ran didn't know who sent all this, but he knew that Xiaoqingya was done for. Since she was a celebrity under Imperial Star, they kept a low profile and locked her up. To the public, Imperial Star only announced that Xiaoqingya was going abroad for treatment, and the media reported that Xiaoqingya was suffering from depression. Maybe it was because she was under too much pressure. Huamin wasn't surprised to see this at all. She believed that Su Yu would investigate. Once Su Yu found out, he probably wouldn't go easy on Xiaoqingya. She knew that Su Yu was obsessed with her, so he definitely wouldn't let Xiaoqingya off the hook. However, she didn't expect that Su Yu would personally send Xiaoqingya to prison. Since there was a ton of evidence and she had a criminal record, Xiaoqingya was sentenced to 8 years in prison after being charged by the police. However, she didn't want to accept it and wanted to appeal, so she had to wait for the second trial. After Gao Ran took care of everything, he sent a WeChat message to Huamin. Did Qin Chu do this? He's so ruthless. There's so much evidence, it's scary. For a woman like Xiaoqingya, 8 years in prison was enough to destroy her life. 8 years was enough to turn her from a superstar into a prisoner with nothing. All of her assets were confiscated, and her agent was sentenced to 1 year and 9 months for being an accomplice. It wasn't him. Who else could it be? You don't have to ask. Just don't let Qin Chu know. Huamin actually felt uncomfortable after using Su Yu. However, this was the only way to punish Xiaoqingya. Huamin wasn't a saint, so he didn't need to pity that evil woman. Suyu knew Huamin well. Even if she didn't say anything, he would find out the truth. Was Huamin's plan know that Huamin? Maybe Suyu knew that he was already being used by Huamin. Suyu didn't regret using him to get rid of Zhao Qingya, because he felt he should do it for Huamian. If it weren't for Huamin, Zhao Qingya wouldn't have caused trouble for Huamin. Everything happened for a reason. Huamin didn't get angry after being used. This was one of the smartest things about Huamin. It was enough to prove that he was considerate. He didn't want Qin Chu to make a move because he was afraid that if Qin Chu directly attacked Zhao Qingya, it might anger Suyu. After all, one had to look at the owner before beating a dog. Okay, I got it. Goddess Hua, you have to be careful in the future. Don't let anything happen to you again. Zhu Lingling and I were scared to death. Since when did your name become tied to Lingling's? Huamin asked with a smile. No, you heard wrong. What I meant was that we're both good friends of yours. Of course we're worried about you. Don't worry, I'm a doctor. The needles and medicine I carry around with me are enough to make them suffer, Huamin chuckled. Okay, being a doctor is scary. In the future, when I get married, I definitely won't marry a doctor. Who knows, one day, if I get into an argument or have an affair, they'll give me a shot of euthanasia. Huamin laughed. So, there's a reason why Qin Chu is so scared of me. Let's stop fooling around. Let's get down to business. Your birthday is in a few days. Have you thought about how you're going to celebrate it? You remembered? Huamin was surprised. Qin Chu wasn't the only one who told me about it. Zhu Lingling told me too. Everyone wants to give you an unforgettable birthday. How can I forget it when you've already told me so? Do you know what Qin Chu prepared for you? Gao Ran asked mysteriously. Chapter 473. I don't know. Just wait. You'll be surprised when the time comes. It sounds like you know. Can you tell me a little? Huamin asked with a smile. No way. Qin Chu will kill me. That's all. After speaking, Gao Ran hung up the phone. She knew how good Qin Chu was to her. Therefore, this birthday was very important to Qin Chu. Huamin, who was born in September, sadly became a Virgo, the most disliked sign among the 12 zodiac signs. This was because Virgos were misophobic and had zero tolerance for cheating. It was said that it was very difficult for them to fall in love. If they fell in love, they would love them for the rest of their lives. It was very tiring to live with such a stubborn zodiac sign. After work, when Huamin returned home, Qin Chu was already home. So early today? Yeah. What do you want to eat tonight? I'll make it. We're not eating at home tonight. Where are we going if we're not at home? What do you want to eat this time? Huamin asked with a smile. We're going back to the old mansion. Why do you want to go back? Huamin felt a little uncomfortable when she heard Qin Chu mention the old mansion. You're my wife. Of course you have to go back. Also, didn't you say that you wanted to go to our house for dinner? When she thought of that, Huamin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I said it out of anger to make your mom angry. I didn't really want to go. I was just saying it. Why did you take it so seriously? I'm a man of my word. Who knows if my mom is still waiting for you at home? Don't scare me. She'll wait for me. If she waits for me, she'll kill me. It's okay. With your husband here, who would dare? After speaking, Qin Chu ignored Huamin's objections and put a jacket on her. The two walked out hand in hand. I'm probably going to drink with my dad later. You drive, honey? Sure. Drive your car. Seeing that Huamin was about to go to the Maybach, Qin Chu suddenly said, Wasn't my car repaired? Huamin was stunned. No, it's not that one. It's this one. He pointed at a brand new silver gray Audi R8. Ahem, is this the new car you bought for me? Well, it's a little cheap, but Audi is a low-key brand that suits your personality. It's also imported from Germany, so it's very suitable for you. Are you kidding me, Mr. Qin? Huamin was speechless. Did Qin Chu think she didn't know anything about cars? With the current luxurious configuration of this car, it would cost at least 2 million yuan. It was not cheap at all. Originally, I had my eyes on a limited edition Ferrari, but I felt that it was too high profile. I was afraid that it would be unsafe for you to be targeted. Huamin was speechless. I'll go with this one. This one is pretty good. Compared to a flashy car like a Ferrari, Huamin still preferred an Audi. If she drove a limited edition Ferrari to Southside, it would probably explode, because even Deputy Director Guo's car wasn't as flashy as hers. It would attract unwanted attention. Huamin carefully took the keys and sat in the driver's seat. Qin Chu sat in the passenger's seat and even helped Huamin fasten her seatbelt. Honey, drive slowly. My life is in your hands. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Then, Huamin stepped on the gas pedal and the car zoomed out. Qin Chu was scared out of his wits. He began to think, was buying a sports car for Huamin the right decision? Qin Chu and Huamin got out of the car. Then, Qin Chu took out a few bags of expensive bird's nest and sea cucumber from the trunk. It seemed like he had already prepared this beforehand. Let's go, it'll be fine. Qin Chu grabbed Huamin with his other hand and pressed the doorbell. Madam, young master is back. The housekeeper was very happy to see Qin Chu. Lady Qin walked down the stairs in a deep red velvet cheongsam. The moment she saw Huamin, her expression changed. Mom, I brought your daughter-in-law home for dinner. Qin Chu smiled and squeezed Huamin's hand. Chapter 474. I don't have a daughter-in-law. Did you get the wrong person? You sure know how to joke. Huamin didn't wait for Qin Chu to speak and walked in without a trace of nervousness. Qin Chu followed him in and placed the gifts at the door. Mom, Mian bought all of this. Take it away, I don't want it, Lady Qin said angrily. Her son called in the morning and told her that he was coming home for dinner. She was happy for a long time. She personally prepared 16 dishes, all of which were her son's favorites. However, she didn't expect to bring home a scourge. She was so upset. Where's Dad? He's reading. Is dinner ready, Mom? Qin Chu asked. Yes, but I only made 3 people. I didn't expect you to bring someone home, Lady Qin said deliberately. Huamin smiled and intimately held onto Qin Chu's arm. It's okay, my husband can eat less and give me his share. Lady Qin was immediately furious. Just as she was about to explode, Qin Chu lovingly patted her head. Okay, eat whatever you want. Okay, I won't hold back. Huamin smiled, not taking Lady Qin seriously at all. Just then, Qin Yumin came downstairs. You guys are back? Dad, this is Mian, Qin Chu proudly introduced her. So, Uncle. Huamin smiled as well. Okay, sit down. Qin Yumin didn't say anything. Although his expression wasn't very good, he didn't do anything in the end. He had already accepted the fact that his son was married to this woman. The 4 of them sat at the large table and awkwardly finished their meal. Qin Yumin glanced at Qin Chu. Chu, come with me, I have something to tell you about the company. Qin Chu looked at Huamin worriedly. She smiled as if to say, go ahead, I'll be fine. As soon as Qin Chu left, Lady Qin revealed her true colors. She looked at Huamin ferociously. Woman, what are you trying to do? What did you say to my son? Bewitched him to bring you back? It's nothing. I suddenly remembered that I told you that I would visit your house a few days ago. How could I forget? You really have the guts to come. Let me tell you, get out of my sight right now. Don't let me see you again. Also, take away your stinky things. I don't want them. Don't think that I'll accept you just because you're trying to please me and buy me things. Lady Qin threw the gifts on the ground. You make it sound like I'm willing to accept you. Let me tell you, I didn't buy those things. Qin Chu bought them. Do you think I'll spend a penny on you when our relationship is so bad? You're thinking too much. You can throw them away. They're Qin Chu's money anyway. Oh, right, I forgot to tell you. Do you see the R8 outside? Qin Chu just bought it for me. As long as I like it, he's willing to buy it for me. Didn't you say that I've always wanted your money? Indeed, it feels good to have money. You shameless woman. I really don't know why my son likes you. How dare you say that? You've done everything you can to make my son spend money on you. If you want money, just name a price. How much is it? I'll give it to you. I'll treat it as a beggar. Take the money and get out of my house. Don't disgust my family. I'm sorry, but you can't afford the amount I want. I want the entire GK Corporation. Lady Qin was so angry that she couldn't catch her breath. She fell onto the sofa. Just then, Qin Chu and his father walked downstairs. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.